Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ProPokePodcast. My name is ProPoke, but joining me is the superior analyst, the superior show me your moveset masterful individual, the man who knows like 7% more than I do. AmaGamma, how you doing today, AmaGamma?
I guess stuff good.
You guess good.
Yeah.
Yay.
I looked at it, I was like, yep, that's it.
Didn't second guess. Just felt confident in he sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's secretly that smug guy behind the camera. He doesn't do face streams with me when we're doing that. Oh no, he does, so I don't get to see it, but he hides.
My face is right here.
I know.
You can't see it.
It's right there. I can see it. I can hear it, dude. I can hear you. Now we fixed all those audio issues. Again, Gamma, the audio auditician. Auditician? You're an automagician.
Audio technician?
No, automagician.
Oh, okay.
You're like a wizard, but with a microphone instead of a wand.
Yeah, frick Windows.
Yeah,
and its updates and ruining all audio ever.
I don't know. Now I gotta go back and fix slobs as well. That's okay. Nonetheless, that's not the issue for this.
That'll be fine.
This is not a tech podcast because that'd be really bad. I could sit here for hours on a podcast talking about how many tech issues I have that don't actually make sense in the tech world. You know that, Gamma. You're well aware of that.
Like 90% of the podcast would be, have you tried turning it on and off again?
But that wasn't even the issue at 90% of the time.
I know, but that's going to be the answer 90% of the time.
Has it been, Gamma?
No.
Exactly. Don't lie to the people. Don't lie to yourself. I know you want it to be just that. I would love for it to be that. Still need to get.
I was in IT tech for half a year. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And I follow instructions on the internet, and it says, "Oh yeah, it should work like this." And then what am I doing? Instead of clicking done, I'm clicking the X button and making stuff work. And now it's broken again. So I don't know what the heck to do.
Yay!
Luckily for us, this podcast is a simpler format than that. Gamma, we're in playoffs.
We sure are.
You knew that.
I did. Yeah, I think I'm pretty. Yep, I definitely knew that.
Yep. Man, sitting here like, man, last Wednesday was sure a thing. Gamma
I watched the whole thing.
Yep.
I swear.
He has been practicing he's been practicing his musical talent lately. He's got a special song for a particular individual that we'll be going through in our Week 10 summary. And then after that, we will be going into playoffs format. Won't be much analysis today. I don't want to give too much away, not that we know too much going into this, other than our preconceived notions of what we've seen throughout the series, or throughout the season, I guess we could say, because the season is coming to a close. We only got 2 battle days left. October 16th and 23rd, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's eliminations round in the semis and finals. So we're nearing the end of the Pro Pokeball for a good little while, which is.
I just realized
what
our podcast is coming to a close too.
This iteration of the podcast.
This specific podcast, yes.
Of course, for those who are curious, the podcast will most likely be on break until 2020. I'm not going to say that definitively. I don't know what I want to do with this. I do know that the editing does take a good chunk of time out, and for myself and for AmaGamma and for many other people that I would be doing the podcast with, as I mentioned, with a couple of other personalities I would like to do this with. But yeah, we will most likely just be taking a small break, see what we could do with it in 2020. I don't want to make this exclusively about the Pro Pokeball. I think there's room for us to branch out and make things happen and things like that. So
yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, this is it, Gamma. How do you like the season? Congratulations. You know what? Superior Analyst Fantasy Draft winner. Congratulations. Look, you just got accolades upon accolades across your chest, buddy.
I don't know what I did. I just did
You guessed one more correct answer than not only me. Actually, you know what? Every single win was one extra guess over me. That's it.
So it kind of sounds like show me your moveset.
Yeah, you're 3.5 points, right? You're half a point ahead of me because it's 28 to 24.5 because of that silly little Cleffa. And then
Cleffa alone.
I'm not. I don't know. Clef is fine. It's you that I have a problem. No, I'm kidding. But when we did our little guesses with the remaining matches for the rest of the year, I got 5 out of 12 correct. You got 6 out of 12 correct. And then with the fantasy league, you got 3 out of 12, 3 out of 8 correct, and the next person down got 2 out of 8 correct.
Yay!
Winning by inches. What a master. Can't tell if BMing or just that good. Not going to suggest the third option.
It's strategic. It's to make it feel like you're close, but you're not.
But you're guessing. There's no interaction. How is it strategic when the other person doesn't know what's happening? That makes no sense, but I'm going to make it sound like it makes sense. Gamma.
Oh, God. Yeah, hello.
I think we should list off the coaches that have made it into the playoffs. And before that, let's give a good sign-off. Thank you very much to all the coaches that did join Pro Pokeball Season 5. It's
You guys
been...
are the bomb.
What?
I said that I called them the bomb.
Oh, Dub-Bomb. See, I didn't hear you correctly. You didn't say it Dub-Bomb.
The bomb.
Yeah. I think this season was the one that brought the most metagame changing rules. Metagame changing rule changes, and as a result led to some phenomenal differences in team construction and the drafting and things of the sorts, and gave us, I think, a really good direction going forward with more Pro Pokeballs. So thank you to everybody who did sign up. A participation shout out to Las Vegas Golden Lucarios and Ice Cold, who will not be joining us in the playoffs, but still gave us a decent showing. Gamma, let's just give a quick kind of final thoughts for these coaches who are not going to be joining us for the final 2 matches. I hope they'll be watching, but for the final 2 days, we will not be seeing their names, and their crests have been torn down. No, I'm kidding. The crests are still there, but they will not be in any graphics, that's for sure.
Wow.
It's symbolic, duh. But let's start with Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. We knew of eventual Coma's departure a few weeks before because his battles ended week 8, and we knew that his points were just not going to cut it a couple weeks early. Having said that, he was still allowed to trade, as we will explain in the playoffs format after this segment. But Gamma, just final. I know we've talked a lot about Coma, especially during our week 8 analysis podcast episode. I think that would have been 9 or 10. What do we have for Coma? What is our overall future or present impression and future prospects if Coma does continue in the Pro Pokeball?
I think this season he grew a bit. He started to learn. It wasn't enough for this season, but I think next season he has the opportunity to make that change, and hopefully he does real good next season. Actually, I think he could make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page with you. I think despite the results, it's mostly a situation where you have players that are really, not really, I want to say really experienced, because then it would be a much closer season than it was. And it's been a super close season for multiple different reasons, but essentially still congratulating Coma on the drafting, and the ideas are there. The team construction itself has some great ideas behind it. The play just wasn't up to snuff, and every year we do see Coma reach for higher ground, and even though the points don't represent it, it's a slow growing process for Coma. But I mean, Las Vegas Golden Lucarios look decent this year, and very, very easy to track in terms of growth, because there were the moderate highs, and then there was super lows that led to the eventual get it in his name, but his eventual 8th place placing. So yeah, but nonetheless, I think future Pro Pokeball, I do agree. I don't know how long it would take for playoffs to meet eventual Coma, not by fate, but for sure I do believe that it's one of those things where you can't always just look at everybody and go, yeah, you're going to be a playoffs next season or a couple seasons from now. There always has to be a last place player, and I'm not saying Coma's going to be that, but I don't think that Coma will just be doomed entering Pro Pokeballs anymore. You'd look at it and go, the draft doesn't look that great, the play doesn't look that great. Now it's more like, okay, the draft is there, we know that for sure. The building is there, the construction of the movesets are still kind of so-so, but in the end, it is feeling like slow progression here and there, and we're not just going to go, I mean, we don't like to label it anyways, but with all of the history that Eventual Coma has in the Pro Pokeball, we can look at it and go, okay, I'm not just going to assume we're looking at a bottom tier, like the most bottom tier player. I think we can actually start talking that rookies that don't come in with a lot of competitive Pokemon background with them are just going to shove him down. I think he can actually hold his own and start working his way up towards top 6. So, good on him. I hope that he does join again. This isn't a shill to get more people to stay in the Pro Pokeball when it comes back in 2020. But, it was a good season it was a fun season to watch Coma. I think got a lot of good Pokemon. Feeney slipping through. Yeah. Then he trades off his legacy to Traverse City Thunders. We'll talk about that later. The coach, Ice Cold, Coach Initiator. Gamma, would you like to bring out your musical talents, please?
What? No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
I forgot how to play any instrument.
Oh, dear. That's fine. Gamma was going to play the world's tiniest violin because, no matter what, I don't know what that means, Gamma, but no matter what, I think even if Week 10 changed, and we'll talk about that really briefly after this, even if Week 10 changed the results of Game 1, I think this was a chosen uphill battle from Initiator's side. First time in Pro Pokeball, first time drafting in a format like this. The amount of the amount of times that he talked to me about everything he worked on with his team, with theory crafting, doing it his way, building the team that he wanted to build, trying to figure out new things, making how many trades did he make throughout the season? My goodness. This man was abusing the new system. He made 5 trades throughout the 10 weeks. So imagine just bringing 5 new Pokemon on and trying to make things work, not to the success that you would expect or that you would want to see to totally complete his team, but he was the Trick Room player. He brought out a lot of strategies that are just going to be much tougher to execute in a singles format anyways, and, got burned for it kind of like RNG, but also you see that bit of beginner experience in competitive Pokemon. Not everything is going to be... we're not looking at an Ivan or a Mitch or a Sweetie coming in where they've got years on it with both Pro Pokeball and just competitive Pokemon playing. This is a guy who's coming in just starting anew with it. So to see what he did and to see how he was executing and still keeping people on their toes, I think that's a pretty good start for Initiator's potential career in the Pro Pokeball.
Inish is my hero.
What? Okay, hold on.
He brought the crab.
Yeah, okay. I just like to let you know, Gamma is 180. He is parallel to his carpet, and he looks like he's about to cry sideways? What is Are you okay, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. I forgot my chair had an option to
become a bed?
I kind of.
When you get too tired to game, you just start using your feet while you're sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good piece.
Well, yeah, no, Inish did really good. It was really close. He is a great battler, and I'm proud of him as far as he got. He did take on my bet, which I feel might have slightly messed him a little bit. The crab, the Crabrawler, the stupid crab. He took it. He took it all the way.
I'm just gonna give Gamma this moment.
He earned it. He earned the $10 sub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're about to say he earned 7th place.
No, actually, I think if he was able to trade the crab out, it might have helped out a little bit. He might have possibly not been in the situation. Personally, I feel bad. I feel bad because it's my fault. It's all my fault.
You know what, Gamma? I actually think Crabominable was one of his most valuable pickups, minus the Mawile, when he went with the Trick Room. That thing in wins destroyed. It was actually sweeping things. I would argue that if he wasn't running Trick Room, yes, it would be a terrible pickup. But the fact that he went with this and execute again, he's playing a strategy that's just not standard, right? He's playing something that just doesn't see success in any metagame, right? There are very few metagames, and even then there's small periods of time where they will make use of it, especially with a team-wide spread in the capacity he was trying to do. And you see in the end with his trades, he was trying to switch up his team to make it more flexible. But it's just not enough. It's just not going to be enough in this format. We saw it last year from Project when he came in as 5th seed with his Trick Room team, but it was pseudo investment into it, and we saw it similarly. But we're talking about Crawdaunt, we're talking about Cresselia, P2, like much different, arguably more consistent Pokemon. You look at things like Mesprit, which is good one way or the other. You're looking at Crabominable, which is only good when its dual stab is really killing stuff, but when it is going off, it's going off. And then you have, of course, the teams slowly being built throughout the weeks, and once you start realizing that things aren't working, you're trying to play around with things, and then you kind of have a team identity crisis. But I think that what he was doing was the best he could do, and I actually think Crabominable did quite a bit for him, because if he was going to be investing into Trick Room, you might as well take someone that's just going to be hitting that hard. So
No, yeah, it worked out with Trick Room.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
He did a great job with Trick Room team. I think he did his doodliest.
Mhm.
So let's hope next season he does his diddliest.
Well, I mean, like let's be honest. The one thing I'm really excited about with the season with Initiator is I want to see what it would look like if he took a more competitively standard, consistent team, right? Like, let's say, like, imagine this world. Imagine Initiator with Las Vegas Golden Lucario's team, with the Mega Lopunny, with the Tapu Fini. Like, I'm curious to see if he had taken a more standard approach and just took value, right? Like, just go more for the value, for the bang for your buck with the trades and stuff like that, and what he would do with that. You know, like, I'm not saying he was going to acquire Heatran through a trade, because that was, again, from a person being disqualified and the team being unlocked, but I'm really, you know, it started with Ferrothorn and Slowbro, and then he got Mawile. Like, if it wasn't Trick Room, but he built things around this and took different Pokemon, like, what if the Mimikyu became Weavile? Or what if we had Kyurem be Darmanitan? Like, what if he grabbed these types of Pokemon that would just be more consistent and good in their, better in their role? Like, I think Anish, I think for him, he's going to go back and look at the draft, right? I don't think, like, the play, yes, there were some huge, honestly, tosses, right? And he knows it, and he said it himself. Like, there were some big throws from his side that were very, very visceral and cost series, right? But he also had some phenomenal setup with the Trick Room. So I'm just sitting there going, if he played a simpler strategy and had valuable Pokemon, I think Anish goes all the way. Like, we both had him pegged as a playoffs contender, you know, even with Trick Room. And the fact that it looked okay and all, and if he had 1-1, we wouldn't be talking this way. We'd be talking about a tiebreaker. Like, I'm excited for future Anish. If he enters the Pro Pokeball again, I want to see what he does with a different draft, because I think he's learned. Trick Room is difficult to do, and now he's kind of realized that. So, what happens in the future? What happens with everything else? What do we view and think of his play when it comes down to just having better Pokemon?
No, what's happening again?
Wait, what happened? Why? What? Hold on.
You're flickering and blickering and.
There we're good. We're good.
And,
Gamma, we're good. We made it. We survived the Mike wanting to murder itself.
What was that?
I don't know. It's just it's. Can't reset yourself. Come on.
Man, I didn't even get to like talk about how that one idea you had about Anish taking freaking Coleman's team. I was trying to tell. I was going to tell you how it made my kidneys feel tingly.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going for a different direction.
No. That would be weird.
Yeah.
We're not on the one site that I was on like a minute ago. Oh, no.
Why would you bring that up?
I forgot!
Dude, don't bring Amazon into this, okay? We don't care about the products that they suggest to you. I'm just saying.
Yep, Amazon. Oh, that was Amazon. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
See? Yeah. Silly Amazon suggesting really weird things to Gamma from countries.
I just want my wholesome romantic comedy manga.
I went to Amazon for that.
Yeah, Amazon's known for book. Dude, it started out as a book company.
It did, right?
Yes.
It did. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
It was completely just books back when it first started.
And now look at it taking over the world and Twitch.
Look at it getting rid of the one thing that it started out with.
Wait, they don't sell books? Don't they have a Kindle?
They made the Kindle!
That's what I'm saying. They still have the Kindle.
It's all digital.
Okay.
They're burning books.
No, they're not. They just have they're converting them.
But
He's gone Muma Gamma? Ami Mooey? I don't know what to call you when you do that. Lamoo.
Lamoo.
Laugh my.
All right. Well,
I don't know. Either way,
move on over from this topic.
No. You wanted to talk about Anish. Like, what are your like? Honestly, tell me. Like, you had him as a playoffs contender with a different team. Do you see him going further?
I think he was a great battler. Honestly, I think he did a great job with this team he has now.
Yeah.
Being that it's a funky kind of trick room dealio.
I wouldn't even call it funky. I'd say it's good for budget. Really.
I get that. I agree with you. But also when it comes to like gimmicks like Trick Room and all the terrains and whatnot.
I'd say weather as well if you're like super honing in on weather.
Yeah, like when it comes to that, gimmicks aren't 100%. But he took that gimmick to the max.
Yep.
And I think he did a great job. And I think that next year, if he gets better options and he goes straight for the meta and what he can do real good with, I think he'll be. I'm calling it now. I'm taking the call right now. I call, and Nish is gonna make top 2. Bam.
Depending on who enters, I would definitely say top 4. I can see top 4 now because stop giving me the holy cross of the middle finger. Stop that.
You guys can't see it, but I am.
His finger's just stuck in the upright position. His middle one, of course, on his right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, I think the first thing is, the one thing with draft is he had choice, so he would have to choose to do that, right? And we're not saying, like, based on the seriousness that we saw from Ice Cold this year, I do think Anish aims, right? Because you could build a team that can do this type of thing and be okay with your results. But I think Anish tried really, really hard with this, and he can make it so easier on himself by just playing a stronger, more valuable team. Gamma, stop shaking your finger. Go.
That's the thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say how hard I've seen Anish work towards this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Watching him spend hours on hours just trying his team out, seeing what he can do, theory crafting against other teams. That's the shit. That's the shit that gets my kidneys tingling. You know, that's what makes them all tingly and stuff.
Stop that.
I don't know. I should probably get it.
Most people, it's nose hairs. Yours is your kidneys.
Yeah, well, they're usually right. So you need to listen up, here, youngins. You gotta trust the kidney, and don't get liver disease.
If Gamma ever goes into the trades, I'm just imagining him telling his apprentices to just like put their ears to his kidneys and listen for wisdom. Like,
one day you'll have the kidney. Not today.
What? Oh, are you donating them off? Is that what's going on?
But
Donations?
maybe in the future.
Gamma, are you an organ donor?
Kidneys like mine.
Can you be an organ donor?
I don't know. Yeah, I can be.
With your diabetes and everything?
With all the diseases I have, yeah. I
was gonna say, because I know like you have a couple of issues you deal with, so I don't know what the cutoff, or if you have to go through some kind of process or stuff like that.
I think my organs are okay to give if I were to perish tomorrow.
He just looked at his side and he looked for the green button that says performance is good. Organ performance acceptable.
I have this app. It's hooked up to all my organs and it says if they're okay to donate.
The reason why you only see his camera looking at chest above or waist below is he doesn't want to show the middle part, which is like an Iron Man thing with wires just going in all over the place to this like central core where his organs are just interconnected with some complex network.
Yeah, I look like a budget Tony Stark.
He's actually a Terminator.
I'm not even Iron Man. I'm Copper Man.
Oh no, you're much more than that, man. You're a Luma man. A Lumi man? A Lumi man? Not gonna be taken.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Oh, you beat me to it. I was gonna go AmaGamma, but that works.
Got it.
Oh no! Now we're gonna get fan art of you just dressed in aluminum foil.
I just want to be the
just
tin
don't
man.
Don't give him a tin hat though. He doesn't do that many conspiracy theories at once.
But I love tin hats. They're foily.
You love my hat. My hat's not made of tin.
They're warm.
They're warm? No, I guess they can be, yeah.
Space blankets are. They're basically the same thing.
Space blankets are great, man. You have
I've
those
never
stress,
used one.
You ever used no, okay, space, but use this. Have you ever used one of those anxiety blankets, like the ones that are weighted? Like the weighted blanket just sits on you, and like the idea is it uses a mix of magnetism as well as just weight to calm down your nerves. I highly recommend it. They're expensive, but they are so good. They are so incredibly powerful.
Based off the amount of anxiety I have, I probably should have tried it at some point.
You
but
should just
no,
get a
it does
onesie
not.
made out of it everywhere you go.
I don't know.
Oh,
That sounds like
anxiety
it would
onesie?
cause it.
Oh, man.
It sounds like that would cause anxiety.
No.
Due to the fact that it's holding me down and I
but
can't move.
the idea is with the magnetism, it just relaxes your muscles because it puts you at ease. It keeps you still, but it also relaxes you. So you just kind of let it, like, you just literally, it's one of those things where you're just totally exhausted. You just like flop onto a couch. That's what it is. Just like you're under the blanket and it just keeps you in place. It's almost like being cuddled in the womb or by a loved one. You know what I mean? Gamma, I know you've told me you don't have a girlfriend, but...
Sorry, wait, I wasn't paying attention. Where'd this come from?
Oh, okay, never mind. Anyways, back to Ice Cold. Yeah, I think Anish, with the dedication and with this knowledge he's learned this season, he's going to come back strong if he joins another Pro Pokeball. I think he's now figured out what would work for him. And if he does come back and do the same thing where he goes for an off-meta strategy, I don't care. I think it's always a pleasure to watch Anish, and it's always fun to see how he interacts with all the coaches in terms of strategy he brings out and the amount of effort he puts in to make his work in the Pro Pokeball phenomenal. So, kudos to him. It was a pleasure to watch Anish enter the Pro Pokeball this year.
I stand by my kidneys. Next year, you'll see him at the top.
You stand with your kidneys. They're in you. Yeah, you chug that Mountain Dew. Oh my god, he's actually chugging Mountain Dew. Gamma, stop giving me jokes.
It's diet. It's diet Mountain Dew.
No, it's the fact that it's Mountain Dew that makes you a diet gamer.
See, it's Tib.
What? No, it's diet for me. It's not reversed.
Oh, what?
Remember that whole thing where it reverses for you? It doesn't reverse for me. See? That says Twitch to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's reversed for me. It says Kuchawitcha. I don't know how to say
Yeah, well, that you can't release images or just it's an image.
We're just showing off our Twitch merch to each other. Look at that. Except mine I didn't have to pay for. I just got that free from a Twitch meetup I went to. Anyways.
Hey, frick you.
Whatever.
It was on sale.
No, I'm not bashing your choice of consumerism.
Hey, listen.
This time.
I know I have horrible financial responsibilities.
This is just a poop on Gamma Day, apparently.
Verbally,
of course. Just chug your Mountain Dew. Amma.
I need caffeine to stay up.
That's a good idea. Okay. So, let's talk about the playoffs. Let's go over the new format. There's a newer format. It follows what we've done with the other Pro Pokeballs, but we changed up a few things just to eliminate some factors that would lead to, not sandbagging per se, but would lead to more just mundane end-of-season implications.
Now, I know everything about this new format, but if I were somebody who had absolutely no idea the first clue about this format, please tell me how you would explain it to me.
So, Gamma, the format for the playoffs, top 2 is extremely important because you essentially skip quarterfinals. We call it the eliminations round now, but you skip quarterfinals, the eliminations round, to go straight to the semifinals. Okay. First seed not only nets you a bragging point of being top in the regular season, but you get to choose the side of the bracket of who comes out of the eliminations round. So the winner of side A or side B, you get to choose that as seed 1, which means seed 2 just gets placed on the opposite side and they deal with it. A lot of strategy coming out with that if you do get into number 1.
Gotcha.
This season, seed 3 through 6 were randomized into their matchups. Now, I know seed 3 got placed with seed 6, which is normal, and 4 and 5 get placed together. That's just the way it happened. This prevents sandbagging and just people trying to fix which place they go into to make a quarterfinals more accessible. It just means that getting in from 3 through 6 is just important to do. And I felt that it made things a little bit better. I think the whole anxiety of knowing that if they got 4th or 5th seed, or if they got 6th seed, they knew they were always going to be fighting seed number 3, and that could be daunting to people. So randomizing it left a little more mystery when it comes to what the eliminations round is going to look like. So we go through that. Best of fives. We move from series of 2 to best of fives. We will have a winner. So everything is best of 5 from here on out. The way that it works is the 4 coaches, which are actually going to be Golden State Greninjas. Let me go in order from 6th to 3rd. Lunar Cresselias, Golden State Greninjas, I Am Groot, and Manchester Manectric. They will each give me a team of 12 minus the one that was banned, because everyone did ban, luckily. And they will give me a team of 11 that they will be playing with throughout that best of 5. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Now, with this process, when it comes to the bans and trades, obviously seed 1 and 2 don't have to ban anything because they're not playing anybody until the semifinals. Everybody gets one last chance at trading. So they've all done their trades. We'll talk about them today. We have all the final information that you need to know going into playoffs. Get your little notebooks ready to go because you got to know the stuff you want to be keeping up to date. But seed 3, when everybody trades, they can still trade from the pool with the same normal rules. If there's going to be a coach-to-coach trade, it can only happen with the 6 that made it into playoffs. So that means that after Week 10, for the pre-playoffs trades, Ice Cold and Las Vegas Golden Lucario's teams are officially locked. So no Pokemon will be appearing from those teams. So there, like I was mentioning in the previous podcast episodes, there is a strategy in trying to hit up the coaches a week or 2 before, trying to see where they're going to end up and trying to make deals. That's how we got this Venusaur Tapu Bulu trade happening for Fortnite Ninjas and Golden State Greninjas. Believe it or not, the Ninja Squad trading with each other, but that's how we got that type of trade. Same thing with Las Vegas Golden Lucarios and Traverse City Thunderous with the Dodrio and the Tapu Fini. That's how that all happened. For those who are curious as to why, if Las Vegas was already known that they weren't going to make it in by Week 8, well, technically the season's not done. Even though it's done for them, it's just the way the buys ended up, but the season's not done, which means you are allowed to hit up that coach until playoffs come around.
I knew all of that.
You knew all of that. See? Gamma, give yourself a pat on the head. No, don't cry. Give yourself a pat on the head. God dang it. Can't tell if weeping or very proud of oneself. Once these trades have gone through, they ban for the quarterfinals. Once quarterfinals are done, the eliminations round. When we go to the semis, all 4 coaches will then build their final team for the rest of the season. So they will have to take this one team of 12. They will build all 12 in case the bans are different, but they will build this whole team of 12. They'll play through the semis. The 2 that go on to be the finalists will keep the exact same builds and then reban for the final stage. Does that make sense, Gamma? I know you said for someone who's brand new, but it's a long process.
I knew all this already.
Good. But do you think that newcomers would understand that? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Are you just saying that?
I super believe that if I had no idea what was going on, that that would have helped me understand.
Man, Gamma, I love how easy it is for you to speak while I hold up a cue card. And man, did I tell you your AI has improved over the years?
What?
You already have an organ performance button on you. We already know you're a robot. Robo Gamma.
It's a cyborg, obviously. God.
Yeah, cyborg. Yeah, there's human in there.
Yeah, androids are all a robot. Cyborgs are half robot, half person. Robots are... Actually, wait. No, androids are like 1/8 human.
Where do you get these statistics from? Where is this anatomical split coming from?
I'm sure this is a thing.
I'm sure it is.
What is the difference between androids, cyborgs, and robots?
Okay, while you look that up, I'm going to finish this explanation. I don't think there's anything much more to talk about in the playoffs. So the eliminations round will be played October 16th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The semis and the finals will be both played October 23rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time start. So the finalists will have about 10 minutes to choose what they're going to ban. That's when they'll give me just a private message. They will ban a Pokemon, and then we will play out from there. So there's some interesting implications that come out with the metagame for playoffs. Generally speaking, playoffs favor those who have the best draft, mostly noted by who got first place in the regular season. So Traverse City Thunders is already the favorites, and they're looking the best based on what's happening here. And we'll talk about the matchups and what's going to be happening and everyone's journey throughout the playoffs. But generally speaking, those who do top will get top in the playoffs as well, because not only do they have a great team construction, but they most likely are playing standard enough that when it comes to a standard format, all of the cheesier decks or all of the kind of cheesy series of 2 eeks when it comes to wins, like the 1-1s of sorts, kind of just get destroyed, because in a best of 5 you have a lot more games to adapt in, and generally speaking you can only make so many mistakes, and after a 2-0, if you're being 2-0'd, a 3-0 is most likely to happen unless you make general adaptations in or game 3. So it's an interesting metagame. This was kind of the way that I've always had the vision of the direction of the Pro Pokemon when it goes from regular season to playoffs, and it's worked out pretty well for us for the past 4 seasons. So I'm looking forward to what the 5th season is going to be looking like for this. Any thoughts, Gamma?
So I found out what the difference between a robot, an android, and a cyborg is.
Hate you. You have 1 minute for all 3. Go.
An android is a robot that is made to look exactly like a human being. A robot's a robot. Cyborg is half robot, half person. All right, they time.
Wow. Speedrun, Android %, AI explanation %. Well played, man. Well done.
Wait a minute.
GG,
Does that mean the androids from Dragon Ball are actually cyborgs? Because they were people at one point.
Poor translation, maybe? I guess they didn't want to call it Cyborg 16. Android 16 just sounds better, right?
I don't know. Cyborg sounds pretty cool.
Cyborg, I mean, the word itself is cool. Cyborg.
Yes. But yes, I think it is a good direction for the Pro Pokeball, and it's a good vision. And
it's always been the vision. You have no choice in saying that. It is the vision of the direction.
I can have an opinion on the vision, all right? I have a brain and I use it.
Gamma, okay, let me ask you this question then, because now looking into playoffs, let's do a quick recap of week 10 just to get everybody caught up. Traverse City Thunder absolutely smashed Fortnite Ninjas in what was quite possibly the strongest showing of both coaches. We were looking forward to this for top 2, right? Fortnite Ninjas trying to defend their number 1 seed. All they had to do was win a single match out of 2, lost both in very convincing fashion, despite the fact that not only did Mitchie make phenomenal predictions from game 1, turn 1, with that Tapu Fini prediction going straight for the poison jab and just getting sharking off on the wrong foot, but like the setup between the teams were enormous, and it just looks so good for Sharking. Didn't even have to use all of his Pokemon. Alolan Raichu proved to be very good, relying on a speed tie, wins the speed tie, takes game 1, game 2 looks even better for Sharking. It's looking pretty volatile if those 2 match up. So that's the first major series you guys need to know about, because that's going to have enormous implications with what happens in the finals or the semifinals if those 2, they only meet in the finals. So if they meet in the finals, we have some expectations, right, Gamma?
Oh yeah, to be honest, I see them both meeting in the finals again, personally.
Wait,
no offense.
Save it! Get back under the desk, Gamma!
Cut that
Crawl behind your chair again.
Edit that out.
Okay. Other match we gotta watch, Manchester Manectric versus Ice Cold, the heartbreaking, the shattering 0-2 or 2-0 in favor of Manchester Manectric, and we talked about how volatile this match was. It was if Trick Room's up, Ice Cold wins. If Trick Room is down, Manchester Manectric wins. We got exactly the series we wanted to watch. Both games were very well played. And then the heart-wrenching 10% miss on the Ice Hammer in the second last turn for Ice Cold. Leading like just to remind everybody, the way that it was going, if Initiator had won that series, we would have been in a tiebreaker, depending on what would happen between I Am Groot and Lunar Cresselias. And since Lunar Cresselias lost 0-2, Initiator with a 1-1 would have tied and would have forced a best of 3. And this whole conversation, this whole podcast would be way shaped differently. Or we would have waited until then and we've gone from there. But man, there's so many cold jokes I want to make, and I can't choose which one, so.
Can't be cold-hearted.
And I feel cold-hearted, but I mean, it was such a rob. You know, he was absolutely robbed. of a
That
victory.
that whole match was
Yeah.
that stupid 10%.
Yep. Worked it out.
So-
Like, literally, we were asking, where's Trick Room, where's Trick Room, where's Trick Room? And then in game 1, he finally whips out Trick Room, recognizes, again, your boy Crabominable, showing that it has a matchup. And we knew that from the beginning, that its dual stab was going to be so hard for Ivan to tank up, because the ice and the fighting just got so much value against everything offensive and defensive. And because it's so slow, it's going to get everything down. And I could see it nonstop. I can remember the yelp that I let out, the cries, the chat just all weeping for that loss, because it hurts, man. You know, you're playing Pokemon, you know there's an element of RNG, but it's one thing to lose halfway through a match and watch it just slip away. It's another thing to find that win condition, find that one turn of victory, and just have it robbed on a 90%. It's... Man, I wish I had a break between game 1 and game 2 to just walk away, because I was actually so disappointed in RNG at that time. It sucks. It sucks. It's a tilting experience, and it's really hard for people to get over. And if he had even gone into the playoffs, you know, Initiator would be thinking about that, because that would be something that's a very heavy burden. Not even the playoffs, into the best of 3, no less, where knowing that didn't happen, or seeing that happen but still won the match, it's just such a gut-wrenching emotion you got to deal with.
I'm having war flashbacks.
Jesus, man.
From
that
match.
Dude, I actually, you know, there are many times. Another play that I remember was back in season 4 with Ivan, right? Coach back then of, was it Manchester Magnetric? Yeah. When he had the wrong moveset, he didn't bring a new moveset on his Starmie, and he would have actually won the match if he had Ice Beam, and he didn't have Ice Beam, and you're just sitting there like, he's won. He's done it. He's taking a pivotal moment, and then he doesn't have the move, and you're just crying out like, oh my god, why? Because he didn't switch the moveset and brought the same moveset, and this is even worse. You know, like, that play, I remember nonstop. Same thing again with Ivan, believe it or not, with that Ancient Power Tangrowth with Chlorophyll taking down Damman in season 2. Like, there are just certain memories, the Gardevoirite and the Glaeolite put on the wrong Pokemon between World Leader and I think Ivan. Again, what the heck is up with Ivan in memories, man? Holy cow. But you know, I also remember Scrubbington and Sweet D's battles back in, I believe, season 3, where Scrubbington 3-0'd him by just having that Mega Alakazam just destroy everything. Like, holy cow. And then this one is just, I feel like I put this as the cherry on top. It's such a steal in no less a pivotal match. So that's as much attention as I'm going to give it. But it hurts. It hurts. It's definitely going to be a clip in Pro Pokeball history for sure that you're going to look back on when you do Legends. Do like our version of Legends where we just recount certain stories. Even though I don't remember most of my stories correctly, but I know they were there. That's important, right? Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
That's why the community is so awesome. They remember all these things. I'm sitting there like, oh, yeah!
They remember, so you don't have to.
That's kind of sad, because, yeah. But either way, you know, that's a good thing, though. We can share it. Yeah. And then, you know, I think we can easily talk about Lunar Cresselia's I Am Groot.
Yep.
Shellacking on it. Like literally, I can't give it much more say. It was I Am Groot just playing it better on the day. Had the movesets, had the simple setup. Didn't even have to break a sweat against, like, honestly, didn't have to break a sweat against Tyler, and I think Tyler is very lucky with which side of the bracket he ended up on in the eliminations round, and also very lucky and thanking Ice Hammer for missing, but, you know, barely ekes in, and we'll talk about how we see these top 6 going forward with all this stuff, so, yeah. So that's how the playoffs format goes. I don't know which segue we went from, and oh yeah, we were counting week 10, right? We went way out of order with this, but nonetheless, it's all good.
We sure did.
Yeah, but you know we're not going to go out of order? We're going to go over each team. Gamma. What?
I wasn't ready for this.
It's fine. Just give me your impression. We're not going into too much skill because I don't want to give too many impressions. I don't want to give too much information because obviously we know too much. And let's be honest, we really need another day to analyze all this stuff. But the point being, we let's just talk each coach and each team that's made it in. Let's start with 6th seed. Let's talk about Lunar Cresselius. Lunar Cresselius making a lot of trades. All right, let's just confirm here. Lunar Cresselius, I think, made one final trade for their team. Let me just pull this up. Because I think it's going to be important to conceptualize the journey that this team's going on, right? So first of all, Hitmonchan is gone, and we have the Spiritomb joining, formerly on, I believe, Fortnite Ninja's team, I want to say. Yes, it was formerly on the Fortnite Ninja's team, traded out in Week 7, but Lunar Cresselia is going in. Tyrantrum, Sylveon, Seismitoad, Manectric, Miltank, Shaman, Pidgeot, Incineroar, Cryogonal, Jirachi, Meloetta, and Spiritomb. This is the 6th seed team. How have you felt about Tyler Poke Trainer all the way through the regular season, Gamma?
I felt that he's had a pretty decent team throughout the whole season, honestly. He's got decent variety in between what he has. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. There's not much I really would have to say. I think the trades were decent trades. The first couple, he picked up the Meloetta, which was getting some serious misuse IMO earlier on.
Yep, I'd argue. I would say the same.
Mm-hmm. Was that this week? The new. Hold on.
Spiritomb came in this week.
Yeah. So I don't understand the Spiritomb.
Yeah, this one was weird to me because he got rid of his spinner and he's relying on Cryogonal now for his spinning. I believe he is the one coach that doesn't. Oh, he has defoggers. Does he have a defog user?
He has.
Did Pidgeot get defog? It doesn't have room to run it though, and
yeah, I don't think it does.
Shaman, I don't think gets defog. Otherwise, we'd see it a lot more. So
I don't think he has a defogger anymore.
Yeah. The Hitmonchan wasn't doing... It did some things for him. And the thing to keep in mind also that we should mention with playoffs is making trades pre-playoffs will be to target someone in particular. So when I look at Spiritomb, I think to myself, his opponent is going to be Manchester Manectric in the eliminations round, just to jump the gun a little bit and talk about that. And the one thing I think he might be thinking about is if he has a Pokemon that can be bulky and kind of give him that tough typing that can hit with Ghost and Dark Stab, usually just Dark Stab, but if he's looking for another Pokemon to kind of complete that team, because the one thing we knew about Lunar Cresselias is we talked about that variety, but we talked about it in kind of an incomplete way, you know what I mean? We always mentioned that there was no, other than the Megas, one of them always getting banned and kind of him forced into it. Not always getting banned, but mostly, we have 3 bans on the Mega Manectric and 3 bans on the Mega Pidgeot. So these were getting targeted. But it always just felt like there was a good side of his team and then this kind of broken side of this team. So when he starts bringing in the Cryogonal, we don't see much success with it. He starts bringing in the Jirachi, we don't see much success with it. He brings in the Meloetta, uses it once, doesn't win. Now he's got a Spiritomb. So these trades are clearly not, there's only so far you can go before you can say the trades are not the problem, you know what I mean? It's more of an execution thing, but I also think it speaks to, because I know that Tyler Poke is a good player, right? I definitely call him an average player in terms of skill. It shows kind of that brokenness of his team and how it really didn't have a lot going for it. But I think now he's starting to identify that this U-turning team of Incineroar, Pidgeot, Jirachi, like this pivot style for him is working. And so if you want to get a defensive core that feels a little bit more complete, he's dropped the Excadrill, he's dropped the Electrode, he dropped the Gligar, right? So he's moving more towards having this Pokemon where their typings work together. I think that's the point of Spiritomb. It's probably going to be a defensive Pokemon, runs Will-O-Wisp for him. There is a potential, especially when we talk about what's going to be happening between him and Manchester Manectric. I think a Calm Mind Spiritomb could actually get away with Ivan trying to hurt him, but he can stall it out, barring like Mega Absol, because you got to worry about obviously Magic Bounce. But in the end, I find it strange because it's a spinner specifically that I got rid of. He could have gotten rid of another higher Pokemon like Miltank or something of the sort, but Miltank has been his rocker when he is using Stealth Rocks. So you could argue Jirachi could just run Stealth Rocks and use it as that U-turn pivot, which we wanted to see anyways, but he has another idea in mind. I'm concerned if he starts getting hazards stacked upon. Luckily for him, we haven't seen that from Manchester Manectric. So in the eliminations round, I'm not overly concerned for him. What I am concerned with is the past and what I've seen and what we saw with Man versus Lucrece. Ooh, interesting. And it wasn't a pretty match because he didn't have the damage. Now he's got Meloetta. Maybe that's the answer. Necrozma can't stay in there forever. Eventually, Meloetta could just set up with Calm Mind. We have the pirouette form always being brought out. He's run that quite a few times, actually, which we questioned but liked, but then it didn't work out. And maybe this is the Spiritomb. He's just another Pokemon that Ivan in particular can't manage. But overall, I think the thing going in for Lunar Cresselia is he's playing with that disadvantage. It feels like the draft did not get what he wanted in the draft. He's playing with things that are just not complete, and it's going to be filling in the gaps with play. He has to play this the best that he can and choose the best movesets in order for him to survive this playoffs.
It's very well put. Honestly, I'd like to see him push hard on his play and focus on that. He does have a chance, I think.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, jumping up there.
He would definitely be a dark horse of playoffs. He goes up against Man, and that's not saying that Ivan is like the easier of the two, but it is, right? Like you compare it, this is where you got to look and go, is it going to be Manchester Manectric, or did you want I Am Groot, or did you want Golden State Greninjas? And the thing is, you look at his progress, like I Am Groot just didn't even look like it had a series against him. You have, honestly, 0-2 against Manchester Manectric, and that was with Pokemon that just couldn't break through. Now, which week was that? I need to look at that. Can I check that here? If I check the log.
To the VODs.
Yeah, if you go, yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's right. We could just look at which weeks it was. Battles. That was week. Yeah, they played each other in week 3. His team is completely different this time. Completely. Actually, I think all of his trades started after that week, correct? Yeah, he traded in time for week 4. So his team is completely different. Is it going to be enough? I don't know, because the issue definitely was dealing damage, right? The issue was Ivan had too much to switch and just brought a lot of problems when it came to having him tank up more. Jirachi doesn't do well against Absol and Zygarde 10%. Meloetta doesn't do well against Absol unless it outspeeds with Scarf or is going to be Pirouette form. So, and Cryogonal is a special snowflake. Literally, it's a special defensive snowflake. So, it's so... We need perfection. We need the right moves and the right Pokemon, because dropping Hitmonchan drops your potential to have that priority against the Mach Punch. Drops that defensive Pokemon, that defensive spinner that doesn't just get hit by the likes of Zygarde 10% or Absol or Stakataka, right? Like, you had a chance with Hitmonchan, but that's why I think he has a different plan. But I do agree it's a trade that does make you scratch your head and makes you question, well, if he has a different plan, is this the right plan? Is this going to be enough for him to get through without getting 3-0'd? Because you'll hear our predictions later, and it's going to be the simplest thing for us to go through. So, yeah.
So simple and so clean.
Yeah. But that's us on Lunar Cresselia. I think it's safe to say definitely a dark horse. Definitely a coach that will be looking to gain the experience. But in terms of how far he can go in this playoffs, it's going to be a very big struggle. Honestly, it feels like that.
Is this the first time Tyler's made it to the playoffs?
Yeah, in his debut, he's made it to playoffs. So that's really good, right? First of all, that's really good, especially
that's progress.
Well, I mean,
big progress.
Think about it this way. Without any prior experience that we know of, you could look at Sweet D and say, well, he played for years. You could look at Mitchie W, played for years. Sharking, played for years, right? You look at the other champions, Daggerdrome, played for years. Lord Scarberton, played for years. All these people that just enter the tournament and suddenly become really good, right? This is someone who we were kind of question marks about, and all we had was the preseason. To get into playoffs is a big deal regardless of which seed you get. So even though it was barely, and even though it was off RNG, I mean, you put yourself in the position that was the case. So take it, and that's a good thing. That's the way to go about this. We might be saying something different in a bigger tournament, but for now, this is good experience for him. This is something to look forward to, see what the type of format looks like, and get a taste to see what he needs to do with future drafting, because I do believe that if you enter the playoffs, you get a good advantage on looking at what you are aiming to get by the end of the season. You don't just want to draft to get as many points in the beginning. You want to draft to see what is going to get me all the way through at the end. So I don't think this is the team to do it with what it's built like, but that's for him to show us and prove us wrong, obviously. Right?
Yep. I mean, we can assume, we can guess, but in the end, we don't know what's going through everybody's head. And sometimes there might be a better idea going through someone's head, and we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see it come out.
We use numbers.
I know numbers. I know one.
Good.
And two.
Whoa, what's after 2, Gamma?
7.
No. Well, I mean, eventually, yes. But
yeah, see, I'm right. There you go. Bam. I took math once.
Look at you. Yay. Yeah, we use statistics and we use what we see, but obviously, as you've probably compared your notes and your expertise with our analysis, we're right half the time, sometimes under half, and I'm the one that runs the tournament. Who cares? It's the Pro Pokeball. Yay!
We're right 100% of the time, half of the time.
When you don't check your facts, we're always right. Great.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Seed number 5, Golden State Greninjas. Our boy.
My boy.
Our boy. Our prodigal son, world leader. Finally, after I believe 4 seasons of being 7th or 8th place, of being there. I think there's one season where he's like second last, but in the seasons where he's been 1 point, especially last season where he was 1 point off of playoffs, he makes it in despite what happened with that timeout in week 9. He makes it into playoffs, bringing his straight flare, his signature off the beat movesets, and will be gracing our presence. How excited are you, Gamma?
He did the thing.
I'm
so proud.
He did it.
My boy. Sorry, I'm just very excited. I'm happy. I'm happy World Leader made it on in after seeing all those years of him playing.
There's an energy around him.
He's a very excitable coach, I think. I think he's a very exciting
or do you mean exciting coach?
Exciting, not exciting.
Okay, yeah. No worries.
An exciting coach to watch because you don't know what he's gonna do. Sometimes you'll see him make these weird movesets that you don't know if they're gonna work, but sometimes they work.
And then you're in week 2 where you see Traverse City Thunderous on the back foot because friggin' Flash Cannon only Empoleon takes out your little Ninetales and go, oh.
No. Just give it a Thunder Punch.
Yes. So he is the Thunder Punch constant. Let's just call him that. He is now a scientific algorithm in the Pro Pokeball, the Thunder Punch constant. I hope he names his team to that because that'd actually be really cool. He'd be called the TPC. That'd be so fitting.
Isn't that like a internet thing? Oh no, it's TCP.
Isn't TPC trading? No, Pokemon trading Pokemon company. No,
the Pokemon company.
The Pokemon company. Yeah, it'd be fitting with that.
Yeah.
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 The Thunder Punch constant. I like that. Yeah, you have Flash Cannon only Empoleon against Traverse City Thunderous, and then you have No Item Acrobatics Covet against Fortnite Ninjas. That's the spectrum we put world leaders play on, where it either looks so good and so ingenious and so risky and so flashy and full of team flair, or it's hot Garbodor on fire, burned by sacred fire garbage. Now, is that garbage we hate? Does that make world leader garbage? No.
Hell no.
but he is a coach who will push the limits of movesets to specifically try and win in very specific situations. Be like, Noob, why would I root for a person like that? Why would I root for the highest, most volatile coach entering the Pro Pokeball playoffs?
Why the hell wouldn't you?
Well, exactly. Why wouldn't you? Why do you think he's our son? You've seen what we run. You see how we play. We play okay. Like, we're average players. And we'll play set movesets. You're an average player, Gamma. You're an average player. No, you are. No, you are. You keep up with Tim. That's pretty good, man. So, yeah, you do. Yeah,
what kind of bar is that? What kind of bar is that?
Did you just Okay, so you've targeted Oxum. Now you've targeted Tim. World leader. World leader.
This guy.
This. Oh, man.
What if world leader just won this season? How proud would you be?
I might actually go out, buy a bottle of Smirnoff, bring it back to stream, and pour it on my carpet. Just not even, but pour it out and celebrate, like shake it up, just pour it on my carpet, because I'm not saying it's impossible. I am saying it's very unlikely because of the competition. We've seen how huge the top 4 are, like our 2 semifinalists and the people that the quarterfinalists have to go through. But it's just like, there's that feel of, this is what you did with Pokemon. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but this is what you do when you play casually, where you just brought out a bunch of random stuff because you knew it would work. And there's like gimmicky, inconsistent, volatile, easy to read after game 1 type of strategies. But he builds so well with his team synergy that he fits it in correctly. And the format of this playoffs works in his favor because he only has to go through one team for the eliminations round. Then he gets to switch up for semis, because if you were to say, hey, world leader, build 12 Pokemon one way for 3 best of 5s, he would be smoked, right? That would never work. It worked for Ivan, because he's another one who we knew this of. Didn't go as crazy as world leader, arguably, though. We've seen him go a lot more standard and play a lot better with it as a result. But now that he gets to switch his team up before he goes into 2 best of 5s, that's a pretty freaking sweet deal for a guy who plays this way. He can stay consistent, he can stay similar, and rather than have to prepare for 4, he can prepare for 3. And that's actually a huge deal. That's a lot. That's 11 less Pokemon you have to worry about. That's a lot. So, this is the format where World Leader can show good progress. My concern is the people he's up against have O2'd him in very convincing style. But I think he can go back to the knowledge that he has from those series and kind of plan around, because let's see, when did they play? We have to see when they played and when they made the trades, because this is very important information.
While you're looking that up, I'm just going to give some advice real quick.
Okay, Don't Gamma, give us some cheerleader Gamma. Cheerleader Gamma.
All right, listen here. I want to be a very proud internet dad. So, world leader, if you could just do me the favor. It's happened a couple times. I just want to make sure you don't forget. Don't forget that there's hazards. You got to find a way to get rid of those.
Can't wait to talk about the matchup when he loses his default.
And don't forget, they can boost their...
Remember,
wouldn't
they can
hurt
use
to have
setup
what's it called? Haze is a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Especially with things like Suicune.
Well, he actually banned it for the series, but anyways, keep going.
But I'm just saying.
Good idea.
It's possible that there could be another situation in which that happens, so do not forget. And either way, if you win or you lose, I'm proud of you. You did good. You're doing good. That's my pep talk. I don't really got much else.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. The side that he's on, he's up against I Am Groot, and then he goes to the semifinals and faces Traverse City Thunderous. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. He fought Traverse City Thunderous in week 2.
Yes.
That's when he had Babero on his team.
Yep.
He fought I Am Groot in week 8, and that's when we had his Golisopod and Electros on the team, his 2 of 3 trades, and he got O2'd fairly handily. So my concern is this might look different against Traverse City Thunder, despite the fact that they have gained power as it's come along. But he played with pretty much these same 10 Pokemon, because he made one trade that's going to make it different. He made pretty much that same trade, or he had the same teams against Traverse City Thundurus. Or sorry, against I Am Groot and got shellacked. So I'm concerned that this would be too easy for I Am Groot because not much has changed except the Venusaur is gone, which arguably I think is better for him. I think it's better for Sweet D because Tapu Bulu has come in on the team. And Gamma, why do you think he would make a deal with, of all people, Fortnite Ninjas, because obviously they're a giant threat that he has to worry about too? Why would he make this deal? I am under the impression that maybe he's going to try and abuse grassy terrain to just get more of his free settings because he knows that his Pelipper is never going to see the light of day, and as a result, he has no defog, or he doesn't have a comfortable defogger that he wants to stick with, and maybe hazards are coming in and he's trying to heal. Like, what does Bulu do for this team? And as I look at this, Gamma has left the building. So I'll talk about what Bulu does for this team. Because, like I said, I don't really... I don't know. It's kind of tough. I feel like it just gives him more offense, which I think he was lacking. He was relying on the Aerodactyl quite a bit. He was relying on the Drampa, like the offensive Drampa. He was relying on the Infernape. Like, these are good things to rely on. Don't get me wrong, the Flygon. I think because Bulu can kind of just go, hey, I've got my own healing. I'm still a grass type. I can still manage things. And I can now sort of just throw a Choice Band on this Pokemon and go to town. I can throw a Scarf on this Pokemon and go to town. I have Nature's Madness that I can have your HP. I don't know. I think maybe it just brings more moves he didn't have on his team. So it could be the trade. He could also think that maybe it's going to be an uphill struggle no matter what. He just wants to kind of see Fortnite stand a better chance with the Venusaur, despite the fact that it did not show anything in Week 10. It did okay, but, I mean, just between Golden Sacred Ninjas using it and Fortnite Ninjas using it in the last week, it did demonstrate how strong Venusaur is in both hands. Like Venusaur is a very strong Pokemon to use defensively, and it does put down a lot of pressure offensively, depending on the move that you're using and the investment. So for Bulu, I'm hoping that this will give him that extra survivability, give him a little bit extra punch, and maybe he'll get something done with that, with the power of the Tapu on his side. It's going to be neat. Do I think it's going to change a lot? No. Do I think it'll give World Leader even just one final hurrah with bringing things that will help him through to the semifinals and the finals? Yes, I think we're going to get a super, super, super exciting series all the way through to the very end, and it will give him that, give him the attention he deserves.
I agree.
I already told him you weren't here.
I agree. I also agreed that I told them I wasn't here.
You know what's weird?
What?
When you're recording and someone talks to you in your chat when you're offline.
What the what the heck? What the darn doodly hoodly?
What the Timbits?
What the jimble jamble?
Don't you dare go to my chat and start talking. Stop that. Get out. Gamma.
No.
We're recording.
How dare you? About? What are you talking about?
We have to talk 4th seed.
You have a channel?
Ouch. We have to talk 4th seed. And that's I Am Groot!
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh my goodness.
You are correct. It is I Am Groot.
Yeah.
And boy howdy, he has a team of Pokemon.
Whoa, really? We're playing a Pokemon tournament?
I don't know, are we?
Darn tootin' we are.
Boy howdy, I'm sure looking at this team right here, and I'm seeing there's a lot of Pokemon have been banned over the weeks. Mostly the problem Pokemon, which are very solid. We got the Suicune.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Hippowdon,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe Sweet D is known for, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay, well, good.
It's now gone, by the way. You know the Hippowdon's not on the team anymore, right?
Yeah, I know. I was looking at that right now.
Okay.
He's traded it out, and I think... no, yeah, I know. But the Superior, the one that I said was going to be an issue, is an issue. And there's a reason it's been banned. And Noob's dying. I miss him already.
Did I say... Wait a minute.
What?
Did I say by accident that he's going to be playing against... No, he's going to be playing against Fortnite Ninjas, which makes this even worse. because that was the Covet Acrobatics. I was talking about City
boy.
Thunders facing Golden State Greninjas. Every single point stands. Just replace every instance of Sharking and Traverse City Thunders with Mitchie and Fortnite Ninjas, respectively.
Yep.
Oops. Oh, well. I was like, wait a minute. I just realized what I said. That doesn't make sense, because they want to put Diego against Mitch and watch him get 3-0'd.
Ooh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but ooh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Ugh.
I mean, maybe
I'm
not.
going to, because I'm not a liar.
Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mammoth Swine's getting banned this time, but I still think it's 0-3 for him. But either way. Yeah, he's got a threatening team. He's got a really strong team. Diego is very much that consistent player. We don't really sing his praises very high, and I think it's because he just wins, right? He just wins. It's nothing. It's not like he's fully destroying people. It's not as flashy. It's just kind of he gets that full value Pokemon in, like Serperior, like Suicune, like Terrakion. Like he just gets these Pokemon that are in that do really well, and just wins. Mm-hmm. So maybe a Honchkrow sweep here and there with a Moxie Boost 1 or 2. And that doesn't take away from him, because I mean, he gets less public. What's that word? Publicity. There we go. Thank you. He gets less publicity with it, and I mean, he's obviously gotten a lot of publicity this season because of the amount of RNG that's been against him. It's just such a shame what's been happening. But, what?
I'm sorry. Are you saying publicity or plebiscity? Because I'm hearing plebiscity.
Publicity.
Plebiscity?
No, publicity. Like publicity. Publicity. That
makes sense, because there's Blissey on this team.
Ta-da!
Look, this is it's called segue.
No, anyways. Yeah. I think he just flies under the radar, and if he was in first place, we'd be talking about him, right? We'd be like, oh my god, I am Groot! I wouldn't even think I'd be talking about him that way, because his playstyle is consistent. His playstyle is defensive, right? You set in the right walls, like I said, plays it like Ivan, except with better Pokemon and with better plays. He sends in the right Pokemon, finds the momentum, wins. Another day at the office, right? That's how I see Sweet D's victories. It's just another day at the office for him. It's not a cocky, arrogant statement. It's just, for him, he's just good at what he does. And
he's punching the time card.
Yeah. And yes, Serperior's a giant threat. Yes, Terrakion's a giant threat. Steelix, the Entei. Now the Pokemon he's got on his team, which is Swellow, which came in over his Ribombee, which did nothing for him, really. But the Swellow giving him that extra little buff of damage, because it can go very offensive with the Guts and the Toxic Orb, or it can go special with Boom Burst, because surprisingly, that's actually pretty strong. But his team just always looks very good on the defensive side. Pokemon we know him for, Hippowdon and Gastrodon, before he traded out Hippowdon in Week 8. Like, this guy is just fat into fat plays, man. The man is one thick player.
It's like thick with like 6 Qs, dude.
Like 6 Qs and a C thrown in there somewhere just for it. Oh god, not again. He's a thick fat beat, like the pH fat. Right? Thick plays. Nonetheless, it's consistent. And it's nothing new, and that's not a bad thing, right? Like, you could say the same thing about Fortnite Ninjas when we talk about him. But the difference being that you feel it a little more when it comes from a more offensive team, like getting all the offensive Pokemon at the right time and just kind of like destroying things. And, you got like Guts Conkeller. This is just kind of like, oh, look, it's Serperior, and oh, look, it's using Leaf Storm. Oh, look, it's a Scarf Terrakion. Oh, look, it's using Swords Dance. Oh, that's a Honchkrow getting a Moxie Boost. They're exciting, but it's just kind of like, you see it happening, you're just going, oh man, I just want to see this ramp up, as opposed to where you see Conkeller go, oh, it hurts. You know what I mean? It always brings that cause and effect wins. Like it leads just into his victory conditions. So it's Sweetie. We expect a lot from him. I am Groot. Did very well this season despite all things that happened RNG wise.
Yeah, no. It's solid. He's got a solid team. He's a solid player.
He's a rock.
Might as well call him I am Pseudo Wudo because he's a rock. Get
Hey,
it?
and it's a fake tree.
It's a fake tree. It's a rock.
I can't slap my knee. I'm gonna hit the desk.
I'm gonna slap my desk. Ow!
What are you doing?
It hurt.
Really? Just do it again. It'll make it unhurt.
Fake wood. You hear that?
How fake is that desk? Wait a minute.
You hear that? Somebody's knocking.
What percentage
it's opportunity.
Of that? Oh, okay. All right, Gamma. Anyways, and with that, we're gonna keep it as short as we can with Sweet D because I think that makes the most sense. Third seed, Manchester Manectric barely pulls it out at the end of the season. Ivan, season 2 Pro Pokeball champion. What do we have to say about this, Gamma? How you liking Ivan's team this season? How did it feel for you?
I think you said it best in the last description.
Mm-hmm.
That it is very similar to Sweet D's team and plan, I think, when it comes to the thick boys. And by that, I mean not at all. Hold on a second. I think I just spaced out really hard. What the hell?
Let me help you out.
Yeah,
It does play out similarly, except I would argue that Ivan tries for more setup behind his super defensive walls. His defensive core is easier to set up on. He has more of a vulnerable defensive core than what most times I Am Group builds, which kind of made it kind of sketchy this year because we're looking at a low Momola, which is super good, Togekiss, which is good, Stakataka, which is good. So, like, you know, we're talking about, we've been using a lot of Assault Vest Nidoqueen, which is good. So, he does need his defense, but the difference being, I wouldn't say consistency, I would say consistently smashing or consistently dying hard, right? He is the Feast or Famine. We're not talking World Leader Feast or Famine. We're not talking roll a die and this is what World Leader brought today. We're talking this man, let me give you some statistics. You want me to throw some magic math at you?
We talking extremes today, boys.
We're talking huge extremes, because get this. First of all, Manchester Manectric is the only coach in Pro Pokeball Season 5 that did not make a single trade, including playoffs. He's going in with the same 12. Third seed, think about that. Think about those implications. Oh, he wasn't 1 point ahead. He was 2 points ahead. I know these things. Yeah, no trades. He is also the only coach in Pro Pokeball Season 5 to not 1-1 a single week.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Everybody else, the next lowest was Golden State Greninjas with 2 1-1s. Oh, no, sorry, Fortnite Ninjas with the 1-1 against Lunar Cresselia. Everybody else has gotten 1-1s. Manchester Manectric is the only guy to either win 7 2-0s, or 4 2-0s, I guess in this case, or lose 3, or lose, yeah, have 3 0-2s. There we go. I got there.
It's either or, none of the above.
So imagine Manchester Manectric, Man, all right? We got the first man, which is Jekyll, and then we have second man, which is Hyde. So you got Jekyll, Hyde, Man, Ive, and Van. I and Van? I don't know.
I think you've literally confused me into oblivion. I was already messed up with looking at the team and seeing, like, the 2 sweepers that he has there. Like, oh, no, I messed up.
No. We like watching Ivan. He gets a ton of publicity because of his Season 2 championship, because he's been playing probably, I think, one of the longest standing players in Pro Pokeball history. I think he's been playing since Season 1, right? This will be his 4th playoffs appearance, I believe. 2, 3, 4, 5, I think so. I think 1 was the only time he missed it. Did he make it in 1? I don't remember. I think he did. 6. No, he made 6. Man, I need more. I wish the history was saved on
All I remember
challenges.
Is that he won 1.
He won 1, yeah.
He is a previous Pro Pokeball champion.
Yeah. And you got to remember, guys, I didn't keep as many notes as I keep now, so when we talk about the history, this comes down to ask the viewers, because they'll probably remember way better than I do, because I do like 100 more things than just the Pro Pokeball. So if I forget history, my bad. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do.
This is the only thing you do, dude.
You wish.
Only
I
thing.
wish. Nah, not really.
You wish.
Yeah. But Ivan is always in talk because we're sitting there going, when will we see Season 2 Ivan? When will we see Champion Ivan? People will always say the controversy where Sweet D got kicked out in Season 2, and he was supposed to be champion, and then Ivan comes along, cheeses out Dan Man, takes it, goes and wins the championship. And I'm sitting there going, it's Pokemon. Pokemon favored him, but he also had to make it to playoffs to do that. He also had to win to get the championship. So my question is, this season, do we see victorious Ivan? Do we see pure feast Ivan mode in the playoffs against this competition? Starting with Lunar Cresselia's and then going into Traverse City Thunderous. Do we see that this season, Gamma?
It's very quite possible. Indubitably so.
You know, your face suggested otherwise.
My face is like having this huge range of emotion right now.
Uh-huh.
Because I am very tired.
Oh, okay.
And making horrible mistakes and not being able to read.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
It's okay because I think that Ivan has a very solid chance at this.
Despite the fact that what it looked like against Traverse City Thunderous.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he hits that, like you said, the feast, if he hits the feast and he rolls on that, he can roll straight to a second championship.
Okay, but here's my problem. You could put a roast beef meal behind a garage door, and if Ivan doesn't have the combination, he cannot get said roast beef.
I mean...
So, imagine
there's
this.
Several ways.
Imagine this. Lunar Cresselia's to me is like the driveway that Ivan has to run, like the 5-degree driveway. A very slight incline is a bit of a challenge, takes very minimal effort, because I think he will smash in this matchup. And then it's going to be him trying to punch in billions of combinations to try and figure out how to get to the roast beef, and that's Traverse City Thunderous is the one of billion combinations, because I don't think that Ivan will have... I do think he'll be a semifinalist, but I don't think he's going to take down Sharking at all. If anything, I think Sharking will flex that day and will try and show as little of information as possible, and I think he can actually win without using 6 Pokemon. Like, he'll bring a team of 6, but I think he doesn't have to show all 6. I think he'll go in with less knowledge than what Mitchie would have to do if he faces the winner between Golden State Greninjas and I Am Grouped.
I can see that. Also, I would change up the metaphor. You can break garage door open. It's not that tough.
I'm talking like what garage doors do you? We have like titanium steel garage doors near. Maybe because we have to be careful with the cold. We have to keep.
We got like aluminum ones, I think.
Okay, same. But
you get like a solid crowbar. You can pop that sucker open.
Do you pin Ivan as a property vandalizer? I don't think so.
I mean, if he really wants it, I'm sure he could break a garage door or two.
You know what? Here's the thing too, right? I'm gonna completely ignore what you said. Ivan is a super nice coach. The man has made incredible contributions. Like he made the accommodations to actually join the Pro Pokeball this season. Otherwise, it wasn't looking great. And I love seeing Ivan in the Pro Pokeball because, again, he's that above average player that we are consistently seeing have this 3rd, 4th finish, make it into semifinals, maybe not a champion more than once, but it just feels great to see how wonderful he has played and how good of a sport he is, right? The positivity, and even seeing the growth that, I mean, we're going to remember, and it is always a meme of back in the day of Season 1, 2, Salty Ivan, right? Where this was a player who would rage quit early, drop games, skip series because he thought it was over, right? Back when the ethics were not as enforced as they are now, and obviously is continuously becoming more and more. So, considering that Ivan has turned into this, or has matured into this experienced veteran of the Pro Pokeball, on top of the fact that he is incredibly supportive of those who are talking to him and just does his own thing, right? He comes in, he just plays his game, takes the wins, accepts the losses, and goes from there. I mean, I love having active coaches, and his level of activity and the way that he chooses to interact is just an absolute pleasure. And he is an example of the type of coach that we want to see in the Pro Pokeball. You know, it's very much exemplifying the community-based, you know, and here's another coach where we can actually talk about growth, right? His play has improved since season 1. You can see it, right? We used to have to talk about, oh my God, Ivan just completely threw these matches. It kind of reminds me, because I think the reason why I said Anish kind of reminds me of Ivan is because it's those growing pains, but it's in a different meta, so it looks worse in a sense because now you have a very developed meta that people have been playing in, so initiators coming in and kind of having to work around experience, whereas back in season 1, 2, not many people are coming in with much experience, maybe 1 year max experience, or just what they've played through in other draft tourneys, which was not much, and I know from the coaches. So watching Ivan grow as a coach is a really awesome journey. It has been a really awesome journey, a really great part of pro Pokeball history. And I hope that it continues, right? Regardless of what happens in the season. Yes, we are very negative, or I'm at least very negative, over the opinions of how these series are going to go. I think that time and time again, he shows that he's solid and should always be considered as a top player.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see somebody as committed as Ivan, and very nice. So,
nice is the word of the night.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Ivan.
It's good. It's good.
It's great.
It's good. It's great. It's good. It's good seeing
It's
it.
amazing.
I love it. It's
All
great.
right. We're in the top 2 now. Number 2 seed. And we only learned of this in week 10 because that's when they fought. And guess who got kicked down? It is Fortnite Ninjas. Talking of praises of seed number 1. Drops it in the last week against the coach that we were watching to see what would happen. Looking at his team, we looked at it, said it's going to look like an enormous uphill struggle. We see the battles go through. Plays his best game, still not enough. But I don't think we should be counting out Mitchie W in this tournament at all. Obviously, trading out he did make a trade for playoffs. Latias is out. Dragonite is in. For those who don't know, Dragonite has a very powerful ability in multiscale, which lets him take half damage when he has 100% HP. So this is a Pokemon that has access to Roost and is essentially a weaker Lugia, because Lugia also gets multiscale and is not ×4 weak to Ice. But Dragonite is a pain. It can run a few movesets. It can run DD. It can run Choice Band. I don't think many people run that as much. Maybe I could be wrong. Also, the Parashuffling set, which has been slightly nerfed, because Thunderwave is only 9% accurate now. So it's kind of unfortunate. But, you know, Thunderwave, what was it? Thunderwave, Substitute, Roost, and Dragon Tail, because then you could keep getting your multiscale boost after you made a sub sort of thing. And it was quite obnoxious. Now that fairies are in, now that fairies are more like prominent, destroying the meta game, it's a dumpster fire for that moveset. But against the right opponents, you're going to be fine.
Still 4 times weak to Ice, though.
Still 4 times weak to Ice, but that's the only thing that keeps it balanced in OU. No, I'm kidding. It's an OU Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
However, despite the Sharking thing, we're going to ignore Sharking because we know that he is incredibly favored in that matchup. And we know if that's the finals, again, we're going to be talking about Sharking's just got like 9 out of 10 chance. Entire season of Mitchie has looked phenomenal.
I mean, he was on top until literally last week, so...
And convincingly on top.
Yeah, I mean, it literally speaks for itself, the situation. I don't really think there's much that you could swing at that, you know. You can't swing a stick at it, you know.
Yes, he is not a pinata. You are right, Gamma. Well called.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm rarely wrong, except when I am.
Let's hope he's not a pinata and can bring a better game than a pinata could, you know. Just saying, you know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not a punching bag or a pinata. The man has taken control of all of his matches, dropping the one match. The only reason why he's in this position, he dropped that one match to Lunar Cresselia's off of a little bit of bad RNG, but also just Lunar Cresselia's being the one to say, other than you know, like here's your 6th seed taking a single point off of Fortnite Ninjas and then taking him out of that position where he chooses which side of the bracket he goes on. Although admittedly, I probably would have expected the same result whether Mitchie was choosing or Sharking. I'm pretty sure he wanted to be on the side of I Am Group versus Golden Sacred Ninjas. But
probably,
like, for me, Mitchie's domination was a testament to his draft. The draft was incredible for him. We had zero doubts about his draft. Yes, I did say I Am Groot's draft looked the best to me, but as we saw the first couple weeks come through, it still looked like the best draft, but Mitchie playing his draft out the best. And it looked near unstoppable. You know, think about against I Am Groot, the Mammoth not being banned, poor call on the draft in retrospect, and all of a sudden the man is getting one shot at the beginning with Sub-Zero ICMZ. And what a performance from Mitchie, because there were never we never had questions. We always kept asking questions, but we never questioned when is he going to stop, right? We questioned who's going to take him down, but we never meant it, right? Like, we're just kind of like, who's going to take this man down? It's got to be Sweet D. It's got to be Ivan. It's got to be Shark King. We can only look at the top. And then lo and behold, Ludacris out of nowhere takes that match, and then Shark King suddenly says, yeah, get rid of Mamo, and I'm going to dumpster the Titan. We're going to dumpster first place, and we're going to take it for ourselves. In the last week, no less. It's still a little bit of fear going into playoffs. So, and Gamma never lost faith. This is one that we were always going back and forth on. I had Fortnite Ninjas as number 1 and the champion of the season. Gamma, from the beginning, had Traverse City Thunderous as number 1 and top for the season, becoming a champion. I would also say my opinion has now changed for champion, but for everything that Mitchie has done, what an astounding season for the man. Like, draft was phenomenal. Usage,
he came
phenomenal.
In hard, dude. Crazy. Ridiculous. He came in ridiculously hard. And he kept going until that little misstep, but he still has the option to go in that hard and still make it through all the way to the end.
He made a trade in week 2 for Gigalith. He made the trade in week 7 for Oricorio. And they made that Venusaur trade.
Yes.
Gigalith was used 5 matches.
Yes.
And believe it or not, I believe was it the one loss was with Lunar Crescelias? I think so. The one loss was with Lunar Crescelias, and then the other one was against Traverse City Thunderous. The Oricorio has yet to be used. The Venusaur lost in last week's series.
That's the only opportunity he had. So
yeah. So think about this. He's made trades for efficiency, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's won with everything on his team. Everything.
Yeah.
Like, we're ranging between, other than, again, because the numbers are going to kind of get skewed, because if there's only, like, 4 matches used, it's going to make the percentages look awful. But everything is above a 60% win rate because of how well he's been smashing. So, yes, I said he's second place, so obviously be like, well, duh, noob, his win rate's going to be huge. But we're talking, you know, the number of games used, 6, 10, 12, 9, 2, 14 for Conkeldurr, 8, 6, 5, 2. There's no 4 Pokemon that are all at 15 or 16 usage, right? There's no Pokemon that we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon between 9 and 14 games used. And then everything else sprinkled in there. Latias was 8, despite the fact he was banned 3 times. So, yes, he had a consistent team, and yes, that means that he had a solid core. But now think about the fact that he's been able to also pull other Pokemon in when he knew he needed to use them, or when he knew he could just use them because... And he makes room for, like, he can win with 5. He can win with 4. No, he need 5. But his team has always looked threatening. And until you had something like Traverse City Thunders come along and just have all the answers, right? And we won't know because we didn't get to see what would happen with that Phoenix outside of the trade that happened in Week 9. Because when it happened in Week 9, we didn't get to see enough of Feeny. I think, however, after Week 10, we could say in all the matches that it has been used, it's strong. So for Mitchie to do as well as he did and to see that walled out when we were already going like Mitchie is near unstoppable, that says something about the next person we're going to be talking about. But it also means that you're looking at another Titan here who can find that in. And if he can build enough good movesets to handle his semifinalist opponent and then going to the finals and expecting, I'm assuming he's expecting Traverse City Thunderous, if he could build well enough to win both those best of 5s, that is a feat and a half. Because he was, in my opinion, embarrassed in Week 10, right? Because he played it so well, predictions for days, went all in, and he still got destroyed, right? and the speed time mattered in game 1, but
I was gonna say it was definitely a shot to the gut. It took the whole air out of his sails. That's the term people use, correct?
yeah, I don't think it took the wind out of his sails, though. This feels like he reached Mount Everest, and then once he got there, Sharking was standing at the top and kicked him back down, right? Like, it was such a good climb, and then he's just like, hi, boom, and he's gone. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel after that? And then you have this hopelessness going into playoffs going, well, I'm going to crush everybody because I'm top, and he knows he's the top, and then he's going to get crushed. That's the mentality you don't want to slip into, and that's a reality that could very well happen. And yes, there has been a trade that has been done with this Dragonite, but then when we talk about Traverse City Thunder, there's also been a trade there, and then you really have to think, what are the implications of this? Like, we have to even look and see what's going to be happening with this. So, you know, it's going to depend on movesets in the semifinals, because going into the finals, we have to see where are the cracks in the armor. This is where Standard can kind of get, you still have to beat your opponent. In this one, I think we're going to see full power. I don't think there's going to need to be much variation between Mitchie W's team and Sharking's team to make it through semis. I think that they will handle it. Maybe actually more on the side of Fortnite, needing different things to win, especially if Mamoswine is expected to get banned. And then on top of that, once you see the movesets, both of them can look at each other and go, okay, well, I really don't like this moveset, so banned, and you can't change it. Now you're stuck with the other 11 Pokemon that were built in a particular way, potentially to work around that Pokemon, but hopefully you predict that. So, nonetheless, Mitchie W, incredible run this season. I hope that he can put up a great fight in the semis. Well, for sure in the semis, but for sure in the finals as well. I'm hoping that will work out for him. And now to talk about the Titan, Traverse City Thunderous.
I called it last week.
You called it from the very beginning.
I'm taking my fantasy draft and running out of here.
You called it confidently way before we saw Traverse City Thunderous. Like, we saw him crushing, but then we had questions going, will this team work? Will we see Hyper Aggro work? And the answer is, we have our new Chaos. We have our new Oxum, right? We've got this new team. This team with the background knowledge into it, the experience that is sweeping the nation? I don't know. It's
the chat, maybe.
Traverse City Thunderous has shown us how to play this, and has showed us what good trades and good team building looks like in a hyper-aggressive format. And obviously, we also say that Mitchie W builds aggressively, but this is beyond aggressive. This is, I have an Alolan Muck, and I have a Rhyperior, and an Aggron. That's it. Everything else is pure. Okay, now he's got Feeny, so it's kind of changing to give him just even bigger value. But in the original iteration of this team, we're going, that is 12 powerful Pokemon, relying on Alolan Ninetales and this double wall that's going to have to tank everything up. And you saw it in matches where Starmie and Rhyperior and Alolan Muck had to work together to tank stuff up and try and keep these things going. Now he slowly develops this team to become bulkier, to become stronger at the same time, and now with his trade out of his Starmie, because he has Feeny for Defog, and pulls in Darmanitan.
Because he can.
Because he can, and that's just one more option for him, not only to pivot, but to also wreck face, like, oh man, Sharking has put up, he has represented, aggressivo, in such a great way.
He is aggression incarnate.
We saw some of his performance back in Season 4 when he was helping out teams, and now we see him do it by himself. Potential. Yeah, his full potential. It's him at 100, and you know, he did say this, where he said, imagine what would happen when I build my own team and come back and face Mitchie, come back and face Sweet D. Mm-hmm. And look what happened. Like, actually look what happened. So, this could be, you know, people talked about Mitchie W, Lord Scrubbington, Ivan, Sweet D, these players, these coaches who have been dominating the Pro Pokeball. We see a new king rise in his debut career, in his debut season, but we knew this was going to happen. We just didn't expect for it to go this well and so late in the season where it's just kind of like, okay, it looks sketchy as he's building a team. Suddenly he picks up Aggron after we see he picked it up from a team, right? It wasn't in the pool, it was from a team.
I could be wrong, but I
see.
think it might have been just out of.
Was that out of the pool? Yeah,
I don't see it on any other team.
Yeah, I think it was out of the pool.
Yeah, it was out of the pool. Nobody picked it up. I remember him saying he wanted to pick it up because he wanted the defense.
Right, because he dropped Hydreigon, he's felt bad about it. He's like, Aggron offered me more, and he was correct. He was correct on every trade, minus the Haunter. The Haunter was a bit of a Gamma's still slightly tilted about the Haunter choice.
I mean, I can't be any more tilted than I am right now.
I mean, you do have a really good Lantern cosplay going over there, so like Nerd Lantern.
Oh yeah, is that what's up?
I don't know what else you would be doing with your face. You got like a bunch of things just strapped to your face. I don't know what that is.
This is a pencil. It's
good balance with that pen on your nose, though.
It's my glasses. My glasses are keeping me.
Well, you could have gotten away by saying it was your nose. But
yeah, well, I don't.
Now you look like a cheater.
Yeah, well, I don't want to lie to people because I don't lie.
You already just did.
What else I don't lie about is me believing that this team is going to carry him to victory, and we're going to have a new Pro Pokeball champion this season.
You skipped like 25 minutes of this podcast. Good on you.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's just finish it off with this. We didn't even see much Salamence. We didn't even see much of it at all. And now he's got Darmanitan. Surprises. He has two. He has an OU and a UU as a surprise going into the playoffs with a team that's been winning without that. Right? He's got the Tapu Fini, which we know what's going to do. He's got the Aggron, which has carried him 83% of the way. This is a champion in the making. Mm-hmm. We don't need to. We could look at week 10 and go, champion.
Why'd you hit me?
I hit the desk.
My ears.
Sorry. So, I'm looking forward to these 6 players, these 6 coaches going at it. I think this is going to be... Well, I'm going to be dead honest with you. We're going to give predictions after we do Show Me Your Moveset.
What is that?
You know what it is. Gamma, you have won Show Me Your Moveset. What?
What are you talking about?
You won already.
I got a couple points.
Yeah, you won already. Gamma, stop being modest. You won. Just gloat. Just gloat. Gloat. I know you want to gloat. Just do it.
1 or 2 points. That's it. It's not
3.5 points somehow.
It's okay, Noob. I'm proud of you for getting what you got. I'm not disappointed whatsoever.
Okay. Okay, Gamma. Shut up. Anyways.
Captain.
We decided to go Gen 1 today. We're just going to do a Gen 1. We're going to make this super quick.
I was told Gen 1. I didn't choose this life.
You are stuck with Gen 1.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm going first.
Go.
And speaking of you, I got a UU Pokemon here.
Okay, don't tell me the Gen 7 tier. Just tell me what the Gen 1 one is.
That's what I just did.
Good. Okay, let's go. Try me.
So, this is a... Wait, okay. I forgot how to do Show Me Your Moveset for a second.
You give me the 4 moves. You won, and you don't even know what you did. That makes me feel really good.
This is an OU moveset.
For the UU?
And, yep, for the UU Pokemon.
Okay.
First move is Psychic. Second one's Thunder Wave. Third one's Thunderbolt. And fourth one's Seismic Toss. Yeah. Try it.
I don't actually know what was UU in this format, so let me just look it up here. Say moveset again?
Psychic, Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, and Seismic Toss.
Thank you.
It's also not Pikachu.
Ha.
I'm kidding. It's Pikachu.
I knew it. It must be Ditto. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it is because Ditto is every Pokemon, obviously.
Well, I should have just answered Ditto. That's how I win every week. I just say Ditto.
Yeah. You could have done that, but you didn't. So.
But I didn't. Ooh, this could be a couple of Pokemon now that I look at it.
Gotta go for the good movesets, the ones that are pretty vague.
Do you actually look this up to see how vague they will be?
I just assume.
That's pretty good,
man. I look at movesets and I assume how general they are. Like this, I know a couple Pokemon that could probably run this. Especially knowing stupid Gen 1 rules and Gen 1 randos and the Buffus Wag. It's definitely not the Buffus Wag.
No, Buffus Wag actually has a moveset we fear.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gen 1 randos.
Mofo.
Amnesia.
Oh, let me see what it looks like. Poliwag. Let's see. Poliwag.
Won't have a moveset.
What?
No, it won't have a
that's
moveset.
BS. It should. So you got any guesses there, friendo?
Clefable.
Shoot! No, it's not Clefable.
It's not?
Nope.
Is it Electabuzz?
Nope.
Really?
Really?
Huh.
I'm surprised, noob. What? Really? I seriously would have thought you would have got this one, like, first try. Because I told you it's not Alakazam.
Oh, shoot. Is it Kadabra?
No.
Really? Alright, give me the hint.
Really? Okay.
Give me the ability.
I'm gonna give you I'll give you the ability. The ability is nothing.
I knew it. I have another guess, but yeah, go
Hold
for
on.
it.
I'll give you a hint that nobody can hear. Okay, you ready for this? I'm gonna just hold on. I'm gonna just set it here. Hold on. Okay, so just gotta yeah, and then
Mr. Mime?
Yep. I made myself look like Mr. Mime.
Oh, that's what you're doing, yeah. I guess by the miming, not by the actual looks. You know, I was... Man, I forgot you ran Seismitoss too. Because I'm pretty sure...
Everything did.
Well, no, because I was trying to think. I'm like, okay, if it's an OU set, I didn't expect Mr. Mime to go to OU. That's what I was looking at. I'm like, what Pokemon would make it to OU? Because I was going to guess Hypno too, but I'm like, Hypno wouldn't make it. But it could do the same thing, so...
Yeah.
Darn. I guess, like, Clefable and OU would be okay. Electabuzz
Well,
be
this was a
okay.
UU Pokemon. So.
Yeah, no, but you said it was an OU moveset.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I was saying. If it's a UU Pokemon, I'm trying to guess Pokemon that would run well in OU. Because I played OU metagame back in the day, so... I was trying to think, I'm like, what Pokemon would do this? And I guess Mr. Mime, I never ran past Mr. Mime, because Alakazam's just better in every way, so...
Well, I mean, yeah, no. Plus, Mr. Mime is terrifying, especially with the Gen 1 spray. Look at that thing. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
That's a thing that I don't want near me, or my family, or my prodigal son, world leader.
He just wants to say hello.
He wants to touch.
Oh wait, no, he can't say hello. He just wants to say.
If you guys can't tell, he's miming something. He's like in a box.
Yes.
And he flipped me the board.
What's that thing? Okay, so I got 2 points and it doesn't matter. Awesome! We're now playing Whose Lines It Anyway.
Yeah, buddy. What?
Hey, just saying, Aisha Tyler, would love to see you on the podcast. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Tyler's cool.
Huh?
I liked her when she did the Ubisoft press conferences.
Yeah, no, she's a really good speaker.
I don't know why.
She's a really good speaker.
I don't know why. No, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, okay, back at E3, she used to like do all the Ubisoft press conferences, and everybody would give her major crap for it, just because she was excited. And she
knew that it was going downhill, but she sold it so hard, like how I sell the Pro Pokeball.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, paycheck's in the mail. All right, you know.
Wait, which paycheck? Wait a minute, who are we talking about?
I was talking. Never mind.
Radio.
Moving on.
My moveset. You ready for this?
Sure.
Thunder Wave.
Oh boy, that's one.
Double Edge.
Oh great.
Oh, by the way, it's a UU Pokemon.
All right, cool.
Thunder Wave, Double Edge, Hyper Beam, Bubble Beam.
Eradicate.
No. Jebaited.
I've been yabated.
You've been yabated.
Okay, let's see. What could it be? Let's see. Oh, he's getting one over on me. It's the last one, and he's gonna.
You said that last time, and you still aced every single one. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Give me the moveset again. Thunder Wave, Double Edge,
Hyper Beam, Bubble Beam.
Hyper Beam, Bubble Beam. It's not gonna be Tauros. Does it have to be a fully evolved Pokemon?
If it has a move set, then yeah. If it doesn't, then yeah. No, it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. You gotta remember what Oh wait, you don't know. Ha! Got
I
him.
know. I never played Gen 1.
You can assume what worked though. I mean,
I'm assuming a normal type Pokemon that randomly gets friggin' bubble.
how many Pokemon
Bubble.
got Seismic Toss?
Like 90% of them.
There you
Um, it's got to be a normal type Pokemon. Has to be. Is it Snorlax? I don't know.
No.
Why are you looking at me like that? Give me.
We stumped him. Yes, we did.
He's got his comeuppance now. Let's go. Give me the deets. Give me the juicy deets.
The alternate to Bubble Beam is Blizzard.
Wow, that helps. That sure helps. Yeah. Look at all the Pokemon that can learn Bubble Beam and Blizzard. Let me guess, is it friggin' Lapras or some shit?
Can you imagine? No, it's not Lapras.
Of course it's not Lapras. Why would it be Lapras? That'd be too easy.
Hey, we went for easy before, remember?
That's not easy.
Real talk, I think you can actually run that moveset too.
Probably can.
I'm curious now because it's not Lapras.
Look it up. I bet it's right there. Big ol' Thunder Wave, Hyper Beam.
Oh my god, it's actually close. It's
Beam.
Blizzard. It's Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam, and then Singer Confuse Ray.
Why is yeah, that makes sense.
So Confuse Ray. Okay.
Give me. I don't know. It's not. No, it's not Tauros. I'm not thinking Tauros.
It does get Blizzard and Hyper Beam. And
Yeah, I know that, but it's not gonna. Actually, oh shit. I hate this. Is this what it felt like every week? Is this how you felt?
Yes, Gamma. It hurt.
Hard? I'm so sorry.
It hurt. Especially that Gen 2 one. It stung quite a bit. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this to make you suffer.
No,
This is not revenge. I'm just letting you know that I think the one that you did with Gen 3, that was the one you felt the strife of you know it all, and then you get stuck, and it was the Corphish, and you're just like, and the Clef, you're just like, you know it, and then it just slips you.
I hate this.
I believe in you, though.
I'm just trying to think of all Gen 1 Pokemon. No.
I'm trying to think of all Gen 1s. Mm-hmm. You do that. You know what? You keep going. I'll be right back while you try and figure that out, okay? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. You keep going.
Just cut this here, just
you can give them the rambling, and then we just keep going. And I can, what?
Well,
I won't even know what you're saying because I'll have to listen to it in post production. So,
all right, cool.
Have fun with that.
All right. God, what could it be? What the? Hey, two. Flipping me the bird, walking away. What an asshole. I'm sorry, you're a good friend. Just don't be mean. Why are you doing this to me? Why do I have to? What is this moveset? It's so general. I said double-edged Thunder Wave, Bubble Beam, and freaking. Wait, double-edged Thunder Wave, Bubble Beam or Blizzard, and Hyper Beam. What the hell is this thing? Is it? No. It's got to be something. I'm guessing water type because Blizzard. Oh my god, I know what it is. It's freaking Dogong. It's got to be Dogong. Dogong Gong. Ow. Never let me do that voice again. Like, can you just cut that out in post, please? Like, I don't want people hearing me do Dogong Gong. That'd be very embarrassing. There's a lot of books on your bookshelf. What the hell? Is that a tablet in the background in front of your other person's computer? Damn. Yeah, you know what? Another thing, a side note, Noob, you might want to stop hitting your mic so much. You keep hitting your mic. I do it once in a while, but Jesus, it's just like beating that thing like a goddamn bongo, you know. I never noticed you got a you got a Beatles Abbey Road picture in the corner, unless it's a vinyl. I can't tell. It's really far away and in the corner, and I can't see too good. Probably yeah. I know I am not the most educated when it comes to competitive battling and forming my opinion on teams, but yeah, I really do appreciate everybody being so nice about me rambling on about things I don't very much know too well. You guys are the bomb. It's been fun watching everybody this season. It's fun being a part of it. I really appreciate New bringing me on. I like working with New because he's just a great guy. It's fun working with him. It's fun meeting all the people on the channel and talking to them that I haven't talked to before. Uh, it's just a fun thing. It'd be nice if we could, maybe do some smaller every once in a while, like little bowls, not necessarily pro poker bowls. Maybe pro poker bowls if he's cool with it. Um, you know, it'd be fun doing stuff like this more often if I get the time. So I'm looking forward to that. And Noob, you left me with so much goddamn dead air, and I'm terrified of. You just it better be Dugong. It better be Dugong. If it's not Dugong, I have no idea. I actually I don't even have Showdown or anything open at this point. Like I'm just guessing. And this is weird. And I feel bad about how I left you with what I did. Oh my God. I still feel scummy about the freaking Dunsparce moveset. That was just disgusting. And the Cleffa one. Corfish one, not really. That one was that was the thing that happened, It was like, it's a moveset. You just forgot the Pokemon, man. Come on. It's a friggin' crayfish, my dude. Turns into a goddamn lobster crawdon thing. Or no, not a lobster. It's a crawfish. But so is corfish. It's just a crayfish. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. What the hell? Man. We need to record more Cockful Showdown at some point. I don't know. Or eventually, if you ever get a Switch, play some Pokemon Swing, you know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. I'm sure you're skipping through all of this, and I hope you are because I don't even. But yeah. Friggin'. It's been fun doing the podcast. I feel bad with most of the podcasts. I usually, since it's so late and with all the work and stuff, I get tired like halfway through and I'm just rambling or accidentally cutting you off, which I'm sorry about that. I did that a lot tonight too. I'm sure you had to cut some of that out because I was being a ding dong and not paying attention to the vocal cues. What the hell? Oh, I knocked something over. It's getting shit out of me. Should drink that energy drink. But also it's disgusting. But also it was free. But also it's disgusting. I missed Noob. He was fun. He did a good stream. But yeah, like halfway through, I don't know if you remember, I was freaking out and looking at something, like trying to wonder because I clicked. I was going to see if the new update about getting ad revenue and whatnot was a selectable thing, and then I got a pop up that basically told me there's a new beta dashboard, and it I accidentally clicked the let me try it. Oh hey Noob.
What are you trying?
It scared the shit out of me. Don't worry about it. You'll find out in post.
Oh, good. Okay, I have chocolate peanut butter Cheerios. These are really
And
weird.
you're not sharing?
This is sweet as heck, man. This is way beyond what I eat usually.
It's type 3 diabetes.
Yeah. Just a single diabetes.
Yeah. I should have made some pasta. I'm hungry. I had McDonald's.
Speaking of diabetes, let me give myself more sugar. Duh.
Yeah.
Yay. Gamma, what's your answer?
Dugong.
Nope.
My life. I don't. God. Is it? It's not Almastar. Because that thing's stupid.
Oh my god, am I an idiot? Is it freaking that thing that's not Kabutops? Is it Kabutops? It's Kabutops. Kabutops. It's Kabutops, isn't it? It's Kabutops. Frick you,
No.
jerk. Oh.
No.
Why?
I don't know. I'll give you one more before we go down.
Give me one more. Gotta be a water Pokemon. Has to be a water Pokemon. It's fucking Sea King, isn't it?
No.
What? I hate everything.
Okay. The next clue.
What's the last hint?
The alternative to Double Edge is Body Slam.
Yeah. Boy, howdy, that really gave me a clue.
He tilted. It's the instant tilt. Okay, let me give you a real one. You are correct about one of the things you said you thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool, great, awesome, love it.
In terms of...
It's a fucking water type.
No. I'll give you that.
Oh, well, then... I feel like an idiot.
You only have two guesses.
Frick.
Good lung capacity.
God. Oh my god.
Open up Smogon.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Is it? If it is, I'm gonna be so mad because I hate everything. Is it the friggin' clam?
What? Cloyster?
It's a Cloyster?
I wish that was its moveset. No.
Why is it not Cloyster?
One, I think it's OU, isn't it?
Why am I? Oh my! You even told me it's not a water type. What the hell am I?
I'll you know what? Reset. You still have two guesses. You still have two guesses. You're tilted. I don't like when you're tilted. I get sad when you're tilted.
Is a Kangaskhan?
No.
What the hell is this bull? What is this bull crap? What is this bull? They wanted a clam. You're not allowed to reuse Pokemon, right? It's fucking Wigglytuff.
Yeah. I was about to give you a hint. This is the second.
I wasn't gonna think of something that's been used before, noob. I thought we were doing the clean slate. Ah! I'm sorry for yelling in your ear. I'm just fucking tilted. I can't believe that after all this goddamn time, it was fucking... I hate this. This is bullshit. I hate everything. I quit the podcast. It's done. That's over. I'm
At
done.
least we're done with the podcast.
Cut every goddamn thing I said in that dead air while you were gone. Because I don't mean none of it now.
It wasn't dead air. You filled it, so now it's alive air.
Yeah, well,
Got him.
I take back everything I said.
I'm sure
all the
you
nice
do.
things.
Yeah.
All
okay.
the nice things I said, I take back every single goddamn one of it.
Okay, man.
Dude, don't you put a heart in my direction. Get that out of here. Get that thing away from me. Get that away from me. Get that thing out of here.
Yes,
Get it out of my face.
I got the pyramid. I win. It's a pyramid of love.
It's not a pyramid. It's like a play button.
That's a pyramid.
It's like a play button. It's not a pyramid. Pyramids go up, not sideways.
No, I messed up. Dang.
You didn't even do that right. What the hell,
ruined me.
noob?
Okay, here we go. One, two.
Oh my god, that's not a
Forget it.
pyramid.
You know what? It was a pyramid before. I'm sticking with that. Now we have it's a sailboat. That looks like a sailboat.
Alright, where were we at? Like, I hate...
Gamma, you are still the show me your moves. You are still...
This is still the worst thing ever. I'm just pointing that out.
Despite
It's
the fact that you did
worst.
incredibly well throughout the entire season.
I absolutely hate this. It's complete and utter suffering.
The tilt in this man's existence is enormous.
I'm glad I did that Dunsparce set. Frick you.
I'm glad you touched Dunsparce in general. Thank you.
You know, good. He's technically a channel mascot anyway.
Ish.
Other than you. Other than you.
Yeah, literally, I am my own mascot, my own brand. Isn't that kind of scary?
But it's the spirit Pokemon of the channel.
Mm-hmm. All right, Gamma, we have one more thing we have to do here.
Boy, is it Wigglytuff.
It is going to be wiggly tough to talk about these. Eliminations round. We're going to do this in a more general
I actually quit the podcast with this shit. I'm done.
He is so done with this podcast. He is dropping multiple F-bombs just so I have to go in and edit them nonstop.
He's gonna have to cut it. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Do you like
that?
that? Have you listened to the dead air that I leave when you swear? I try to keep the F a little bit and then just leave it to die.
I mean, you could just give it a little good old little.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No, not again. I hate it. No. What are you looking for all of a sudden?
I don't know. I was looking. Where'd it go?
Did you double heat it?
There
you go.
I found a Canadian quarter. It says Canada.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a quarter, I think.
That is a quarter.
This is worth like 50 cents over here. You guys got the Queen or something on. I can't.
That should be quarter. Queen. That'd be Queen Victoria. Yeah.
This is from.
Where's that Queen Elizabeth?
There's a Mountie on the back. That explains it.
It's a special one.
That's from 1973. I don't know. I found I think, yeah, somebody that tipped me. Well, they didn't tip me. They gave me exact change when I was getting a pizza delivery, and they gave me this in a bunch of quarters for the whole friggin' order.
So they gave you extra money.
They gave me $30 in quarters and stiffed me.
Wait, what?
And made I can't
$30
in quarters. Except it was $29.75 because this doesn't count as a quarter here.
You don't take our currency?
No.
We take your currency.
Yeah, well, it's probably because it's a little more than normal for you guys. Isn't it like 75 cents to $1?
Yeah, but then if we accept your currency, we're still accepting less money.
I don't.
Because you use less American dollars.
Yeah, but
so it just adds up to the same anything.
Dues.
But it adds up to the same anyways.
I don't understand currency.
Unless they try and play the currency exchange and then go from there. Gamma, stop ignoring my question.
I know
that I didn't ask. Yet. Gamma, we have this final. We have to talk about playoffs. We've been here for 2 hours and some odd minutes, and we haven't finished our final predictions. We haven't predicted the playoffs yet.
Oh, it's easy. I said it earlier.
Okay, but I want to hear everything else before that, Ultimate.
There's nothing else.
Stop ruining surprises, Gamma. Okay.
You think I think things through.
Give me a rundown. Don't give me You give me a quick reason why as you give your score. What will be I Am Groot versus Golden State Greninjas?
I'm giving that a solid 3-1 in favor of the I Am Groots. Because experience along with team building, I think the one match that I'm predicting... Actually, you know what? No. I make it 3-2 in favor of Groot because I think that World Leader is going to throw him off with some funky moveset. It might stumble him, might bring him, all the way to, maybe 2 matches possibly. 2 match wins. And then as soon as Groot figures it out, I think he's gonna kind of steamroll. That's my guess. I don't know. I'm just assuming. This is me speculating.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an I Am Groot victory, but I'm giving it a 3-0. 3-1 if game 1 goes to World Leader. If Golden State Greninjas does pull out something to be a bit of the Parmesan oregano on the spaghetti of the eliminations round. Don't ask.
What's oregano on pasta?
Huh?
What's oregano on their pasta?
Oregano's tasty.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he cheeses game 1, I think Sweet D, no matter what, comes back and destroys him. Game 2 on. I don't think there'll be enough adaptation. I would love to be pleasantly surprised. And, of course, whatever we say here, we are supporting all the coaches, and that's not a cop-out. That's just the truth.
At least I believe in the prodigal son.
Our prodigal son will most likely fall in the eliminations round. I think there's also going to be an element of a mind game here where we know that Sweet D mentally and experience-wise has a huge edge over Golden State Greninjas. I think World Leader is ecstatic that he has made it into the playoffs, but I don't know if he's looking at the top and going, well, you know, I've got Sweet D and then I've got Mitchie. And then I most likely have Sharking. So it's going to be one heck of a tiring run for him. But if he does it, I hope to goodness he can put up a good show. He could take the matches, but I do think the farthest it'll go is a 3-1, but otherwise 3-0 is the most likely scenario. There you go. That's how I do it.
I'll agree to disagree.
Manchester Manectric versus Lunar Cresselia. Who's taking it? Score? Why?
I'm going to go on that 3-0 route. Again, experience. Although I am happy that Tyler made it on into the... What are you...
3-0 who? 3-0 who?
Oh, yeah, no, in favor of Manchester Man.
Okay. Man. Yeah, Man.
Man.
Catching on.
I hate that that's catching on because it's weird. It's weird. It's like a really stupid superhero where it's just a guy. He's like, I'm a man. And then
he's actually cosplaying as a man. Therefore, he's Man.
Yeah, but he is a man.
Exactly. He's cosplaying.
I don't understand what this is, and I don't.
You
get
watch
it.
weirder animes. You would buy the manga to this thing.
Oh yeah, you know what? I did watch that anime where this magical girl transforms into a really buff dude.
Okay. Isn't that that one fighting game?
Mediocre. No, it's an actual anime.
Oh, I see.
It's pretty mediocre.
Okay. That's
like,
cool. But why is this anime ending 3-0?
Because experience, and yeah, that's about it. That's really all I can add to that one. Although I know the heart's in there from Lunar Cresselia, I just feel it in my kidneys. I just tingle a little bit, a little tiny bit, just doing a little jiggle, trying insulating.
And now your kidneys are moving?
I don't know. It's tingling. It's like the tingle they make a little jiggle or whatever.
I'm gonna bring you to a casino, and I'm gonna just hold your. I'm just gonna hold you up to a slot machine. Be like, where do your kidneys tingle?
I live literally 5 minutes from Atlantic City.
Okay.
I've gone to a casino before, and I've won money on slot machines.
Because your kidneys were tingling.
That's actually, yeah, that's the case.
So you and Spider-Man would get along quite well. He's got spidey sense, you've got kidney sense.
No, it's not the spider sense. It's the Peter tingle. God, get it right.
That just makes it sound super weird. I've got the Peter tingle.
You know that's what it's called now, right?
No, we are not we are letting Man catch on.
No, have you seen the newest movie?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's literally called the Peter tingle now.
Well, thanks for the spoiler, jackass.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's what I get for using Wigglytuff twice, I guess.
Yeah, well,
salty.
Here's another spoiler. Spider-Man exists. Bam, got him. All right, where were we?
3-0. Manchester Manectric. I think, yeah, you're gonna find a pattern with me. Trust me. I think, despite we have to look back at their first time they came together, and how with that team. He didn't get anything done, and the new Pokemon brought on, I don't think fights in a different way. Yes, he has upgrades to his Pokemon. He's made some odd changes. I still think that he's going from built together to built apart, and it just... I don't think in this season I'm going to find a Lunar Cresselia composition that feels rounded out unless he runs everything with U-turn. Like, if he doesn't run a triple pivot, if he doesn't run all these Pokemon that can switch really well, he doesn't run the double wish, he doesn't get this stuff going, I think he just dies. I think Man just stalls him out. One Wish user plus the Regenerator and a Alomomola. Despite the fact we have to stop laughing at Man. We have to look at the bans, by the way. The I Am Groot lost Suicune. Golden State Greninjas lost Pelipper. Manchester Manectric actually lost Alomomola. So let me take back what I said and go... Last time they fought, I don't think Alomomola was banned. Let me check the bans against him. They battled in week... Oh, boy. Hold on.
Ivan, can you do me a favor and tell him to stop calling you Man, because I'm really concerned.
In week 2, the ban against him was was Kieran Black. He realizes now that Alomomola was difficult to kill. But now Kieran Black is back on the table. So this to me signals that Lunar Cresselia need to go aggressive, and I don't think they've done it well enough this season. I think that Kieran Black being back on the table, especially with Hitmonchan being gone and suddenly leaving this thing to go. Yes, you have Jirachi, so that's what I expect to see. But then you still need answers. So if these things are not running faster to outspeed and U-turn, he's toast. Does that mean that he can't take it back? I could see a 3-1. If I do see an iteration of a team that I'm not thinking about, because it has access to both his Manectric and his Pidgeot, and because Alomomola is banned, I do expect that Pidgeot to come out more. I think it's going to get more done here than a Manectric, because you want free Volt switches. So if he's going to go for Volt turning, he better do it really well, because if that Nidoqueen doesn't die, he's in trouble again. Right? The Nidoqueen and the Necrozma gave him so many issues. So that Manectric or that Pidgeot better not get stuck out there. He better be switching into the more offensive Pokemon in Tyrantrum. He better be switching in to the right use of Meloetta. Like, these Pokemon better be making it in. Otherwise, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed. Right? These switches are meant to show us a different battle between Manchester Manectric and Lunar Cresselia's. I still say a hard 3-0 because if he messes it up game 1, unless we see a clear Pokemon that's not being used in a composition, like I want to see Meloetta Jirachi, I want to see Pidgeot, I want to see Seismitoad, I want to see Tyrantrum, and I want to see, I lost myself here, what do I want? You know what, probably Spiritomb. Maybe not Spiritomb, and go a little more offensive and go like Sylveon, right? If you're running those 6 Pokemon, I feel comfortable with saying Lunar Cresselia's will impress me and put up a good fight with good execution. If I see that the movesets are off and he's not bringing these Pokemon, he brings it too late, and only then it starts winning, even if he wins the series, I'm still not going to be confident in him moving forward in the playoffs, because since the beginning, it has always been incomplete in some way. And if he rebuilds his team, and if he has to rebuild his team and it's not going anywhere, I don't see it happening. I see Man stalling him out, and I see him doing his good old super defense into super wipe with the Zygarde 10%, the Nidoqueen, the Mega Absol, and now the Kieran Black, which could get a lot of work done. It does carry the Earth Power. It does hurt a lot when you don't have the Sylveon alive. That's why I'm saying Sylveon's going to be super important here. If it doesn't do it, he's going to get destroyed. We don't want another stall, especially now you've given him even more offensive power he can play around with. I don't actually think Kieran Black's going to come into this matchup because there's too many things that could outspeed and murder it, or be scarfed, or, again, the Jirachi just basically does really well if it's not Earth Power, but this is dangerous, and I need to see a complete overhaul. I need to see him use these Pokemon correctly, bring the right moveset, and take down Ivan. Otherwise, Manchester Manectric are going to run away with us. Gamma.
Yep.
So if we're both predicting the same win, we'll return to this in the next step, because we will be doing we'll be doing one in between the eliminations round and the semis and finals, and they'll be doing one after the semis and the finals. So we will have 2 more podcast episodes for sure after all this. If I Am Group moves on, I Am Group versus Fortnite Ninjas, who takes its score? Why?
It's going to be a repeat 3-0.
Oh, they had a 3-0 before.
Wasn't it a 3-0?
It was a 2-0. Remember? They only battled to 2.
Repeat 2-0. All right.
But they're going to 5. They're going best of 5.
Specific. Much.
God, get
in
it
favor
right.
of Fortnite. You know what? Okay, I take it back. I'm going to give it a 3-1 in favor of Fortnite Ninjas, because my Jigglies feel it. I don't know. That's the best I can put. Like, honestly, they're both great battlers. But seeing as how it went last time, that's the only thing I could predict.
I want to go 3-2 in favor of Fortnite Ninjas, because
I would appreciate a 3-2. Don't get me wrong.
I think that Mamoswine is definitely banned this time. I'm pretty sure. What did he ban against him? It was week 7, right? That they battled. What was banned against him? Tapu Bulu, I believe. He banned. Was it Tapu Bulu?
Maybe?
It was Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu is gone now. And he saw Mamoswine destroy him. So now you have a Venusaur, which will destroy your superior anyways. So you're not going to be even looking at that, right? You're not going to be looking at this Pokemon that's going to be Scarfed. You've replaced a Tapu with a Mega to take over for it. With Mamoswine being banned, I think we can go back to the original theory that we talked about back in Week 7, where if you use the speed that I Am Groot can amass to fight off and take down the likes of the Conkeldurr and the Gengar before it gets going, I think he can win it. I also still think he can tank stuff up. Yes, the Gastrodon will still suffer from a grass type, just now it's in the form of a giant weed. But if we get that situation we talked about before, where we can get a good setup, he gets in at the right times, he uses the right moves, because you can still use Dragon Pulse on your superior, but he can get through it. He has the knowledge and he knows how Mitchie plays. So if we see this go now, also knowing he has an Entei and a Steelix, like there's a lot new Pokemon on here since Week 8 that Mitchie has not played against. With these new Pokemon, I think the priority coming out from the Entei, the Swellow being a pretty fast Pokemon, the Bannet was used once. I don't think he used it did he use it in that series? I can't remember. But I think you have a whole new perspective on a fight. I think he'll keep it very close. I only give it to Fortnite Ninjas because, like, it's hard to forget what happened, but that was also because of Mamoswine and the destruction that came with it. So I want to say that he just very slightly ekes out Sweet D. Like, very slightly ekes out a win, because we still can't overlook all the Pokemon he has. Yeah, he has no Latias, but he's got a Dragonite now, right, to replace it. Much bulkier. It's going to be a bulkier Pokemon. It's going to take a hit. It can go offensive, start sweeping as well. So it's another powerful threat. We still have to look at the Conkeldurr with the Flame Orb, which he doesn't really have many answers for. Yes, the Steelix is here, but the difference between it being Hippowdon, because Hippowdon didn't live Mamoswine. Now you have a Steelix. Steelix would have lived Mamoswine, but it's not going to live Conkeldurr. So you're in a new situation where this looks different. Like, it looks like a new threat, but in a different way. But we'll have to see when bans come out, because maybe Mamoswine does stay. But I still think, no matter what, Sweet D is still an uphill battle. But now with more knowledge and with different Pokemon, I want to call it close 3-2. 3-1 at worst. I think Sweet D still takes a match. I don't think it's going to be I wanted to say 3-0 across the board for every single match that was going to happen in this playoffs, but more I look at it, I go,
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he will build, right? I think that because he gets to change up his team if he moves on from the eliminations round, because he could change up his team, he's not going to be stuck in movesets that he doesn't want. He'll be perfectly prepared for Mitchie, and then potentially the winner between what we were assuming would be Ivan versus Sharking. That's the thing. That's what I'm giving it. But I still think it's going to be Fortnite going through. I think it would be a more interesting series if I Am Groot went through, to be dead honest with you, because it wasn't as bad when those two went at it. I think they were a 1-1, right? Were they a 1-1?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh my goodness. Okay, Gamma, while I look this up really quickly. That was all the thoughts I had on that anyways.
I'll dance.
Assumed
keep him distracted.
Manchester Manetric moves on, goes against Traverse City Thunderous. Score and why?
3-0 in favor of Traverse City Thunderous.
Okay.
I don't really know if I have much to say about that. It's literally the same thing as the last match, mostly.
Oh no.
I think the hyper aggression on Sharking's side will outweigh the playstyle that Ivan has. That's about it.
They won.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Just checking.
Because I think it was the game where he lost to the Kabutops, I want to say.
Probably.
Like the Kabutops sweep, like the banded. Was that the banded weak armor Kabutops? Either way, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that one, no matter what, if it was Lunar Cresselia or Manchester Manetric going through, I think it's a 3-0. We saw Ivan get dismantled by the offensive powers, and we did warn that if he didn't go aggressive early, that he would get set up on. That's exactly what happened. So with proper banning, with proper scouting, I don't think Traverse City Thunders need to build anything off. Like, here's the advantage to at least Fortnite Ninja, I Am Groot, and Traverse City Thunderous, their teams pretty much play the same way. You're gonna want 1 or 2 different change-ups to get like speed tiers or certain damage calcs down, but I can still play their team out fairly consistently. So I think he can play pretty much any moveset and be successful against Manchester Manectric. And that's not taking away from Ivan. I just think that the magnitude of the draft and what their series looked like before is the fact that we have no trades to look at on the side of Manchester Manectric to be adaptive. It just feels like it's going to be even worse now because Sharking has leveled up and he's got more and he's got stronger things and he could even hide. Honestly, with the new stuff he has, he could probably hide a lot of sets or just use a lot of sets that are already going to be assumed to be standard and keep secrets. Because if anything, of all of them, I believe that he would be the one to bring the best secret because he seems to be kind of on that world leader kind of spectrum where he'll bring the strongest tech that he can potentially bring for himself and make that work. So I think that's it. I think that whole side of the bracket is a wash. No matter who moves on from the eliminations round, I think Traverse City Thunderous just assumes he's going to finals. We want upsets.
I'm upset.
Why though?
No reason.
Okay, good. But that particular side, I think it's toast. I think it's just Sharking goes straight to the finals. Now, let's assume we both said Mitchie. We did say Fortnite Ninjas versus Traverse City Thunderous going in. Now, remember, this will change in the next episode if none of this is correct. Yes. Scores are one thing, but if the actual results are incorrect, we will obviously talk about that. All right, finals comes through, Gamma. You're watching it. You're sitting in your chair. You're eating your favorite broccoli because we eat healthily in this community. Who wins? What's the score? What's the hype meter? And why?
All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
So for those of you who are very attentive and, don't notice, even though I have these really horrible outbursts of freaking out like, oh, I shouldn't have said that right now. Remember when I said my answer? That was fun. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 3-2. The hype meter is going to be off the chart. That 3-2 is going to be in favor of Traverse City Thunderous. And why? Because I can feel it in my kidneys.
I am tired of your cop-out, unintellectual, uneducated, unstatistical opinion.
It's faith. It's believing in the people, and my kidney is an organ that I don't know why, but for some reason
kidney keeps coming back.
Yeah, well, they keep bringing it up, so I'm gonna keep bringing it up.
Nobody's bringing it up.
I heard them. I can tell they're ready for it. They believe. They believe in the organ that believes in them.
I know the title of this podcast, of this episode now.
Is it Man? Because I'll be very upset.
Gamma talks to his kidneys, but just worded differently.
I don't talk to my kidneys.
Gamma's kidneys speak. Gamma's kidneys communicate.
Okay.
Sentient kidneys. That's what you have. That's a problem.
You have fun with that. You're my problem right now.
I'm in your problem right now?
And that problem is because... No, I know. I think it's going to be a really close match. They're both great battlers. They both have good strategies. We saw how it went last time. That's the only reason I'm kind of leaning towards the Traverse City Thunderous winning. I do think it's very close. Either way it could go. That's just my assumption, though. So, good luck to all y'all, though. Because we don't know. We don't know how it's going to turn out.
I did not do damage calcs before this. I don't do damage calcs until I see what I'm given. Without damage calcs knowledge, I'm going 3-0 Traverse City Thunderous. I'm going this will be the fastest finals. Actually, no. We've had faster. The Lord Scrubbington Sweet D one was really fast. But
okay. Right,
I think this is going to be one of the faster finals. Faster than the dismantling of sock-powered Sky Sharks in Season 4. Ho ho ho! Ooh.
Didn't they
3-0?
win, though?
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Just
yeah.
double check.
Mitchie won 3-0. Pichu Warriors.
Oh, what?
Right? It's 3-0, wasn't it?
That.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
No! Mitchie was the Season 4 champion.
Oh.
And this is why I think it's going to be a complete flip of everything.
Flippity floppity.
Because I cannot get it out of my head how much damage was done with Mitchie playing as well as he did. Yes, he has the Dragonite. Yes, he will know what to ban. Maybe that'll help him out a little more. Yes, we have a Darmanitan coming in on the side of Traversity Thunderous, which I kind of like because the Feeny does what he needs done anyways. The Starmie is essentially redundant. But I am looking also, Gamma, at a kidney-like analysis.
Oh, yeah?
In Shark King's head, this is revenge for Season 4. Like he said, I will bring my own team, and let's see how far I can go. This man could bring it to a championship. And I think that bravado, I think that gusto, that bulk, that energy that he has going in, the big G Fuel energy that is going to be flowing through his veins against a coach who knows what happened and who knows what might happen and will bring the best that he can, despite the fact he has to prepare in the semis for it as well. He is going to have that in the back of his mind. I'm not saying he's going to tilt from it, but there definitely is going to be that little speck of doubt that he could do anything despite how well he played in Week 10 against Traversity Thunderous.
Okay.
And unless we see a Scarf Gengar, which is what I was actually kind of asking about, and unless we see Speed Ties go in his favor, I would love to see 5 games. Absolutely. Whichever way it goes, if Fortnite Ninjas win after what happened, he's earned it 150%, not already 100%, right? Because he had it all the way through the season. That doesn't discredit him because he lost first place. He has held it the entire season long. And if he takes it away from a coach who basically said your best just won't do, then I think Fortnite Ninjas are incredibly deserving of the 2-time championship in Pro Pokeball. Having said that, Traversity Thunderous have the podium in my head right now. And it might be one of those situations, like I said in Season 3, where the matches just got progressively faster. Same thing with Season 4, where Mitchie just won faster and faster with each match against stock-powered Sky Sharks. But I mean, there's some beauty in it. 3-0s are not necessarily the most disappointing because it just means that there's that level of skill that comes out and you know what's on the line and you know the imbalance. Well, not the imbalance, but the matchup between the teams are that volatile. And the fact that they're on the opposite sides means, well, if they saw each other in the eliminations round, you'd be dealing with one guy just going through everybody even quicker. But I think if we do get a series, it will demonstrate ultimate ability in competitive Pokemon for these two coaches, if they are the ones that actually go into the finals. And it all starts October 16th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh boy,
Gamma, we are. I'm not gonna make the tacky joke that everybody makes using Marvel Universe, but this is it. This is big. We either get another Pro Pokeball champion from a person starting anew. Could be potentially two rookies entering Pro Pokeball playoffs, looking to become a Pro Pokeball champion. We have 3 coaches, former Pro Pokeball champions, looking to be the first 2-time Pro Pokeball champion. We have World Leader, who has come in from the bench warmer just outside top 6 to a top 6 contender. Something will happen historically if this is the way it goes. It's either a rookie to champion outside, rookie to champion, that's happened before. But we either have this revenge story where we're going to see Sharking take it back from last season and now finish it in the finals if he does go all the way through. We could have someone walking away with a double. And I think it's going to be one hell of a good time.
it's gonna be fun. Get ready. Get hyped.
Yeah,
yeah, let's
we need
go.
to give him some hype beats. I don't know what hype beats sound like.
Oh
Oh wait, we broke it. Oh wait, we broke it to Castlevania.
What's Garl's theme? Oh God.
Give your handles now. Give your handles.
AmaGamma, Twitter and Twitch.
Every time.
Pocket stuff, I do that too. Hopefully, possibly, we'll be filling an incentive to during the Pro Poke Bowl. Possibly. You said it's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, this Wednesday, October 16th.
Just double checking, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell because I'm looking at the clock and it says that it's tomorrow. Should I announce the possible beard trimming on stream? Possible. Probable. I can do it. I can do it, I swear. Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Okay, go.
I'll probably be doing the incentive to shave off the beard that we did. We raised the money for the kids. Noah's been killing it this year. You guys have been killing it. Doing an awesome job helping raise money for a charity that's definitely worth it. It's good seeing everybody, join up and put towards a good cause. What are you clicking at me? What are you clicking at me?
For the kids.
For the kids. All right, that's me. That's all I got.
And if you guys want to watch the show live after this, after this podcast has gone basically into a 3-hour dumpster fire.
I'm sorry.
Twitch.tv. No, we've both been going off topic. That's okay.
You asked for this.
Off topicness just makes things better. Hey, you know what? This is the playoffs episode. This gotta go long. You gotta talk the most about this. Well, there's no production telling me that we can't edit this. I edit this, so I accept that we will have 2 hours and 40 minutes of somebody listening to this.
Yay.
Twitch.tv/ProPokeNoob. For the show, October 16th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time start. My social media at ProPokeNoob, Twitter, Instagram. I post there often on Twitter. Instagram will keep firing up if I keep remembering to post to it. It's just a thing that happens when you can't pre-plan your stuff.
Yay.
For free. Anyways, thank you very much for listening. We will see you for the show. Playoffs is 9. 2 episodes left for the podcast. 2 days left for playoffs. And we'll see you on the next episode. Until then, take care, everybody. And peace.
Later.
Why did you wait so long?
I don't know. I wonder how many times I said kidney in there.
I'm not doing.
Somebody goes back to. I know, but if somebody watches this and they're like, you want to count how many times I say kidney. That's a waste of your time.
Well, if they get it right, I'll give them a tier 3 sub, but I'm not keeping the results, so I'm not going to go back and fact check. I'm not going back and fact checking, nor am I even following up with that thing.
What if they're right?
What?
What if they're right?